What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live. Let me move up my camera. How are you guys doing tonight? Starting a little late. My apologies. I've just have had a hectic day. I'm not even going to start with that. But today we did get some news about Zach Collins returning to full practice or whatever they call it. I don't know. Eric, let me know if everything good. You gotta get the headphones. Got you. Sorry, did you know I was starting? I didn't give you a warning, did I? I don't know. This whole intro is botched. I don't care. It's a Thursday night, so it's late in the day. I've just been working all day, so my brain's already kind of fried due to the stuff that I had to deal with today. But we did get good news today as Blazer fan. Zach Collins is finally cleared to return to full basketball action. I'd kind of forgotten that he hadn't been cleared yet because it seemed like he would be cleared by now because the injury happened over 7 months ago. So it's kind of funny that he's just now getting cleared. So I wonder if there was a setback with that. I was kind of surprised it took them 7.5 months to fully clear him.
Well, the last 3 months have been difficult to get into the practice. They couldn't see players for a while, and so I'm sure a lot of it had to do with that.
Yeah, maybe. I figured they would still be able to check him out or whatever, but who knows? I don't know. I mean, maybe there was a setback, but I'm just glad he's ready to go. So he's going to be participating in the return. So we should have everybody except for Rodney Hood, which is good news as a Blazer fan. It's been 9 since he got injured in October. It's June. No, he got injured very start of November. That was November was 7 months ago. Come on, Dame Dollar, get on your math, man. November was 7 months ago.
Dame Dollar just found out we're going live on Thursdays now.
Oh yeah, he's a little bit behind the curve. It's June, so 6 months into the year, and then 1 month into last year. I don't know. Eric's connection is lost. This whole stream is kind of botched at the moment. There we go. He was quick with it. There we go. We were quick with the recovery there. But yeah, so I don't know. There's really not much to talk about. It's the title of the stream, but there's really not much to talk about. Zach Collins is healthy. Zach Collins is going to play. I guess the conversation we can have right now is, should Zach Collins start, and will he start? Because that's two different questions. Because I think he personally should start. Will he start? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Stotts is going to do. I'm not sure if he's going to stick with Melo. Who knows if Melo even plays? So there's still a lot up in the air right now. But what do you think, Eric? I assume you'd start him?
Yeah, I'm in the Zach and Nurk should start, but I don't think either will.
Really? Neither of them?
Yep. Nope.
Wow. What? So why don't you think? I can understand Melo's the veteran and Stotts is going to roll with the vet and the guy who started all season, but I'm a bit surprised that you don't think Nurk will start, just because he was kind of the starter before. So why don't you think Stotts will start Nurkic?
I think he'll just use the ease him back into it excuse.
Yeah.
That they don't want to put too much pressure on him starting right away, and they'll just bring him along slowly.
Yeah, I mean,
by the playoffs, maybe it'll be different, but I think they don't want to make Whiteside mad either.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. The Whiteside you don't want to make Whiteside mad for these last 8 games because you obviously need to re-sign him this offseason. So it does make sense from that perspective to not piss him off so that he leaves in the summer. It does also make sense to bring Nurkic along slowly, but I just think Nurkic's game, I don't know. I think it might be easier for Nurkic to return to what he knows, which is being the starter, playing next to Dame a ton. I think Dame and Nurkic have a lot better chemistry than Dame and Whiteside do. So if Stotts doesn't start Nurkic, who knows how well Nurkic plays with the bench when he's not playing next to Dame, just because Dame makes Nurkic the best version of himself. And Dame, you can tell when Dame and Nurkic are on the court, Dame makes Nurkic comfortable. So if we did decide to bring Nurkic off the bench, I wonder if that would hurt him in that regard.
Yeah, and when the game's Dame was out, he felt like Whiteside and CJ were kind of developing a little bit of pick and roll chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you're right. You do stick Whiteside with Dame, or Whiteside with CJ, and in the second unit, and Dame with Dirk in the starting unit.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be interesting to see how they deal with all the egos, because I'm sure Nurkic is expecting to go right back to being the starter, but Whiteside probably feels like he was playing well enough to keep his spot too. And it's a contract year for him too, so it's all going to come down to these 8 games. Like I said before, if they can't make it work between those two now, there's no way it'll work next year.
Yeah.
But hopefully everyone sacrifices for the good of trying to make the playoffs and all that.
See, you know what's interesting about all this is with Damian Lillard as a Trailblazer, we've never had a situation where we've had this many egos and big personalities in the locker room. And the problem is they're all pretty much front court players. You got Melo, you got Whiteside, you got Nurkic. So it is going to be interesting because this isn't a situation that we've seen where you have two centers that can't really play next to each other, and both of them are going to want to start. Will one of them sacrifice for the greater good? Who knows? You know, Damian Lillard is, as some GMs say, the best leader in the league. I think he got voted best leader in the league in their preseason GM survey. So this is going to be a test for Damian's leadership. Can he get Hassan Whiteside to buy into a bench role, or is that something that nobody can get him to buy into? I could see either being a possibility. It's just going to be interesting to see this play out because it's just a new situation for a Damian Lillard-led Blazers team.
And last year in the playoffs, it was glaringly obvious that Hood and Collins should be the starters. So maybe you have a situation like that where 2 of the 4 definitely set themselves as they should be the starter and the other 2 as the backup. But Stotts did at the second, I think it was it game 7 that he finally switched them in the second half of a game.
Yeah.
And but then Hood got hurt right away, so it kind of messed it all up.
Yeah.
But and then Collins didn't start again the rest of the playoffs. But yeah, it's just I hope he can see, like, you can't just stick to people if it's not working out. Like, play your best guys. Whoever's playing best gets to play more minutes.
Yep.
Like, don't worry about getting everyone their 24 minutes or whatever. Like, if Collins is killing it on defense, then keep him in the game. You don't have to play Melo 24 minutes. Save him for games where we need scoring or to come back if we're losing and stuff like that.
Exactly. I mean, if you want a perfect illustration of Stotts being a little too stubborn, man, just look back to Game 3 of the second round last season, that quadruple overtime game against the Denver Nuggets. Rodney Hood was starting to play really good basketball at that point in the series. He had some big moments at that point in the series. He got better as the series went on, but, like, he was eating Jamal Murray alive in that series. And that was a quadruple overtime game. And by the start of the fourth overtime, Stotts hadn't made an adjustment in the rotation for any of the overtimes. Rodney Hood hadn't played. I think maybe he played at the start of the first overtime, but I don't remember. All I know is you had Harkless in there for second overtime, third overtime, start of the fourth overtime, even though Harkless at that point had played like 48 minutes or something crazy. And Stotts wasn't going to take Harkless out. Harkless started cramping up, so he needed out of the game. Yeah. So Stotts had to put in Hood, and then Hood basically won us that game. Without Harkless cramping up, we might lose that series. But that's just a perfect example. Even in a quadruple overtime game where you have a guy on the bench in Hood who was clearly playing better than Harkless for that series, Stotts still rode Harkless into the ground through 4 overtimes until Harkless cramped up and then forced Stotts' hand. And then Rodney Hood scored 8 points in a row in the last 2 minutes, and then everybody was applauding Stotts for making the adjustment of taking Harkless out and putting Hood in. And even though, like, fans like me were calling for that adjustment in the second overtime, third overtime, fourth overtime, like, we were calling throughout all these overtimes because it's like, these guys are gassed. Hood's been killing it. It's an obvious adjustment, and Stotts still wasn't making it until he had to. So I feel like we might end up with a similar situation in some of these games.
Yeah, I just hope whatever promises were made are now out the window because of everything that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we really did promise Melo he'd be the starting four for the rest of the season, I just hope that's you can go to him and say, look, we need you off the bench right now, and
honestly,
I just don't think that's what will happen.
If he wasn't willing to listen to that, then I don't want him on the team. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want guys who will take a bench role if it means, putting the team in the best spot possible. You know what I mean? Like, I don't expect a guy like CJ to take a bench role because CJ is the second or third best player on the team. But a guy like Melo, I want guys that are realistic about their ability. Like Melo, he might think he's the second best player on the team, but it's like I don't want role players that will throw a fit if they're, a starter or a bench player, and that's what Melo is a role player. So, if he's not willing to go to the bench or he's going to cause issues because we want to bring him off the bench, then I don't want him on the team. I don't want him coming back. He can not go to Orlando for as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know. The thing is, it would have been ridiculous to make a promise to Melo that he'd start the rest of the season. Because the thing is, Melo had no leverage. Nobody wanted him. I don't think we would have had to make that promise. You could say, oh, we'll start you until we get Zach Collins back, and then we'll see where we are at that point. I think that would have been more than enough. And I think that's what Neil Olshey should have said, and hopefully he did say that, but we don't know.
Well, it was right before Melo's first game when Stotts was like, "Oh, Melo's the starting four." There's no doubt about that. I don't know if that was just because there was no options or what.
I mean, the other option was what, Anthony Tolliver or Mario Hezonja?
Yeah, pretty much, or Little.
Yeah, and we all know Stotts is not a Little fan.
Malcolm mentioned Layman too last year, getting messed around with his minutes and stuff. Yeah, that's another one that probably should have gotten a little more opportunity. The one game he came in, he was forced to guard Jamal Murray, and that's not a good matchup for him. He can't do what Mo can defensively, and then people are like, "Oh, he can't play defense. He can't play in the playoffs because he can't defend anyone." Well, he's guarding Jamal Murray, and all they're running is pick and roll with him. That's hard for anyone to do. So
it's he's a 3-4. Layman's a 3-4, and you have three, hybrid forwards like Harkless and Aminu who can slide down to point guard just because they're definitely good defenders. You can't have a 3-4 that's kind of defensively that's stickable on a point guard like Jamal Murray. Even if Layman's an average defender, which I honestly think his defense is a little bit underrated, I think he's pretty average on that end. But even then, that's a terrible matchup for him. So that's the thing with Stotts with Layman last year was he was playing well. Then at the end of the season, he'd play 10 minutes. Then he'd get a DNP and just kind of randomly got his minutes yanked around. And I could tell that just killed his confidence. And then it's he's not playing to start the playoffs. And then the second round, he gets thrown in a bad matchup. But of course he's going to struggle. And, that was, I think, the last non-blowout playoff minutes that he had. And then left because Stotts didn't like him. We just kind of misplayed that entirely.
Well, the other thing that hurt with Layman was losing Nurkic because they had started to develop some good chemistry. That and him with Evan Turner was pretty good too. But he stopped playing with Turner because whenever he played, he would just play with the starters for a few minutes. And it's some games you need someone who can cut to the basket and get a fast break dunk or get hot. He had that 20-point quarter or whatever earlier in the season. But yeah, it's a little bit of that is we didn't really have as good of passing from our big man on those cuts that we did.
Yeah, that is the thing with a guy who relies on so many of his baskets coming off of people feeding him is you gotta have guys that are good at feeding him. Side note, that's one of the reasons why I don't think Zion Williamson will ever be a top 5 player in the NBA is because he relies heavily on other players setting him up, even though he's obviously a great guy to set up because the dude can catch the ball if you throw it 2.5 feet above the rim, but still, you gotta have, a Nurkic. So that is definitely part of it. That is a great point. Losing Nurkic definitely hurt because Nurkic's high post passing played well with the way Layman moved off the ball and the way he liked to cut. But still, I feel like he could have done more with the ball in his hands. He could have been more of an off the dribble threat if he just got consistent opportunities to do that, to learn from his mistakes through that, and got consistent minutes, and I feel like he didn't really get as fair of a chance as he should have been given in Portland. So that's why it was sad to see him go, but also happy for him because he gets to go to a place where maybe he can get a consistent chance, and I don't think he was ever going to get that with Stotts here.
Yeah. I think he had some injuries this year, kind of ruined his season too. But
I think it was like a toe thing or something. It was something with his foot. And now obviously Minnesota doesn't get to return. That sucks for him because he had just gotten back and was just knocking off the rust, and then this whole season stopped, and he doesn't even get to come back because Minnesota isn't in the top 22. So definitely kind of a lost season for him, which kind of sucks because he had moments earlier this year with the Timberwolves where he was looking good. I feel like he just needs a entire season where he's healthy and gets consistent opportunity to really kind of break out into like a good sixth man type of player.
Yeah, so Trevin mentions wonder what happens with Nurk and Little. Maybe Little can take over that Layman role as a cutter to the basket. I just don't think Little's going to get much of a shot in this particular season. Maybe next year, but in this format, I don't think they're going to go much deeper than 8, maybe 9 players.
Yeah, but that's hopefully Little can kind of become like Layman, like a cut.
Yeah.
Cut and move off the ball like Layman, because the thing is, Nasir's probably a little better athlete than Layman was, a little bit quicker, so he could possibly
He's a much better defender, too.
Yeah, so he could potentially be more of an off-ball threat than Layman was. Obviously not spotting up, but just that in terms of his cutting, I think he could be more of a threat. And the thing is with Little, too, I do like that he... Early in the season, he was just spotting up constantly for threes, and his shot was broken. He was missing everything he took, but he kept spotting up from threes. And then, not only did his shot improve, but he stopped spotting up as much at the same time. So it's like his shot improved. He started making more shots. The form was a lot better, a lot more fluid. So he became a better shooter. But then on top of that, it wasn't just him sitting in the corner constantly. He started cutting to the rim instead of spotting up. And if you remember the Houston game at home that we ended up kind of blowing Houston out, that was the only game I went to this year, which kind of sucks. But he had multiple cuts to the rim where he got dump-off passes from Whiteside or a pass from Dame and got dunks. And it reminded me of what Harkless did. So I would like to see, if Little made a commitment mid-season to moving well off the ball. Yeah. I would love to see how that would play out with a high-post passer like Nurkic.
Exactly. Well, the Blazers posted a highlight video of Nas. They titled it Nas's first highlight video or something like that. But you can just tell in the video, you can watch. It's only a few minutes long, but they show him shooting a few threes early on in the season. You can see how much different his form is. It's crazy. I can't remember a player that changes form that well during a season. Yeah. It's awesome to see, and speaks a lot to his work ethic. So I wanted to bring up Miker had a point that Little is the type, if we're hurting for a spark, he can come in, get some quality minutes, and that spark gets the offense going. I completely agree. I just don't think Stotts is the type that'll give a player like Little a chance to do that.
Yeah. Honestly, I think next year could potentially, just depending on how the offseason goes. But next year, here's a question for chat and a question for you. Who would you rather have as our backup for next year? Carmelo Anthony or Nasir Little?
I'd rather have Little, but that's me.
I would too. I don't think that we're in the majority there. I think the majority would rather have Carmelo. But honestly, Melo wasn't efficient this year. Melo struggled on defense. Melo's a black hole. Doesn't really move off the ball. He's not a great fit with kind of what we already have. And next year, he's only going to be another year older. He's going to be... He just turned 36, so he's going to be 36 and some change. And the thing is, just are we sure that's better than what Little could provide us, especially assuming Little improves going into his second season, which a lot of players do. His shooting continues to improve. I don't think that Little will be a worse option than Carmelo. Honestly, I'd rather have a better player than both of them. But if it comes down to choosing one or the other, I think their play quality next year will probably be equal. But in that case, I'd rather have Little because he actually has a future with us. So in case, you guys haven't heard me say it before, I'm not really on board with bringing Melo back next season, even as the backup for. I'd just rather have a guy like Little.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say about that is Little can still play the 3, whereas Melo can't really at this point of his career. So, Little could still find minutes elsewhere if Hood isn't back in time. And to answer Destrom's question, no chance Hood plays in this playoffs. I wouldn't even consider it. It's not going to happen. So
there would have to be injuries again. It'd have to be like kind of how this season was, where Stotts was forced to play Little.
No, I'm talking about Hood.
Oh,
he asked if Hood was going to play.
Yeah, sorry, I just already thinking Little. No chance. I mean, maybe if we made the finals, but that would still be a super. Yeah, I don't think they'd rush him back because they've been patient with a lot of guys. So maybe another organization would rush him back. But I think after you saw with what happened with Durant in the finals last season, I think organizations are a lot more wary of rushing players back. I mean, you don't have KD coming back for this season restart, even though it's more than a year after his injury. You don't have Kyrie coming back. Kyrie doesn't want to bring anybody back, but so you have a lot of teams that are being patient with guys, and Portland has shown to be one of them. I mean, you just got Collins over 7 months after his injury being cleared to return to full action today. In Nurkic, they were definitely patient on. So
over a year, yeah.
So the finals is going to be the very start of October-ish to October 12th at the latest. So that would be 10 months after Hood's injury. So I think there's some guys that have returned that quickly from an Achilles tear. I'm not entirely sure.
But no one. I mean, look at John Wall. He's not playing.
Didn't he also have a torn knee ligament or something on top of that? Because didn't he hurt himself and then he slipped in his shower and hurt something else?
I'm not sure, but
I swear he pulled a Prisbilla.
I think that was before. I want to say that's he heard it before, and then he came back from that, and then tore it later. But then you have guys like Durant, who was injured a full 4 months before Hood. He's not gonna play. So but the history of guys returning from Achilles injuries is not good. So I don't think they're gonna rush it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that Hood is done or can't ever become a useful player again. I think his game is fine. He should be able to come back from that. But it's not a given that he'll even be back at full strength ever, let alone 10 months after it. So I just don't think they would risk playing him.
In early February of 2019, John Wall suffered an Achilles injury in a slip and fall at his home. So It wasn't necessarily a shower, I guess, but he slipped and fell at his home. And somehow he ruptured his Achilles tendon from that. But that was 16 months ago, and he might not return. So, yeah. Why was Fox News the first link I saw for this? Oh, that's because I'm on Bing. Freaking get off of Bing. Fox News for sports information somehow would be worse than ESPN. So I don't expect Hood to be back. Start next season, though, I think is pretty promising, because I do think Hood is, just based on what I've seen, I mean, this is just a guess. I'm not a doctor or anything, so who knows. I thought Nurkic was looking good earlier on in his return, and I was wrong about that prediction. But a year, maybe Hood will be ready to go by the start of next season. That would be... Sorry, I'm drinking soda. Get that carbonation, but Hood, hopefully Hood will be good to go at the start of next season. I think that's kind of the hope. The last thing you'd want is to rush him back for if we somehow made the finals, rush him back, and then he hurts it again. Because if you hurt that a second time, I feel like that could be a possible career ender. So they're not going to play around with that. I think maybe December to February of 2020 to 2021.
Yeah, I would say best case scenario, game 1 next year if it starts in December. But yeah, it might not even be. It's going to be something that's going. It usually takes like a full year to get back to normal. So, like even if he does play, he's not going to be himself for at least half the season next year too. So like it doesn't even like throwing him into the finals after coming back from Achilles surgery and not playing for that long. Like it's probably not a good idea, even if he was healthy. Yeah,
and the pressure of the finals. So
right,
not good. The thing is, his game is built to come back strong from this because he's not an athleticism-based player. So as long as he can still shoot the ball, hopefully like he was to start this season because he was shooting the lights out. In that case, he can be fine. And he doesn't even like a lot of times when he scores going downhill, it's like using his body or using his footwork, or he'll like get kind of close to the paint and use his shoulder and shoot like a mid-range fadeaway. Like he's not a guy who's trying to blow by guys anyway. So I think his game is built to come back strong from this. Just you can't risk it. I had that epic rant the night he tore his Achilles tendon, where I just went off on the Blazers for even playing him because he had a sore Achilles in like the previous week and they brought him back. So it'd be kind of hypocritical for me to say they should bring him back for the finals. After what I said that night.
Right.
So
that was an epic stream.
I love it. Yeah, at the time it absolutely sucked, but dude, I was so frustrated. I was so mad because this season was already just like absolute crap. Yeah. And then to have that happen to Hood, man, that was very, very rough. Because I think Scal got hurt that game too. Because wasn't like Melo not playing and then Scal started? Maybe it was the next Lakers game. Because I know Scal got hurt against the Lakers. Yeah,
it was a different Lakers. Yeah.
Because Hoods was
like
early December,
later.
And then I think we played the Lakers like late December, and we started Scal because I think Melo was hurt, and we started Scal at the 4, which is something that I wanted, which I actually liked for that game because you have AD and Dwight Howard in the front court, so it makes sense to go big with like Scal and Whiteside instead of playing like Little against AD. Like Scal was a good matchup for AD, so that was actually Stotts being good with his rotation and making what I thought was a good decision that I was applauding. And then like 3 minutes into the game, Scal got hurt.
Alex Wolf says his favorite Troy rant was after the Cleveland loss. That was good too.
Dude, I don't even remember, man. It's a blur. Like honestly, like there's probably so many moments, and that's why I want to make stream highlights. I still want to get around to them, but they're just a ton of work, and I'm just crazy busy already. But there's so many good moments that I know I've forgotten from previous streams that it'd be fun to like look back at.
Yeah.
Just for the nostalgia, just to remember those moments. Because I don't remember, like I remember the Cleveland game happening, and I remember us losing to Cleveland when they didn't even have Kevin Love. And I know, like, based on that result that I probably ranted in the postgame stream, but I don't remember any of what I said or any part of that rant whatsoever.
That was the game where we couldn't get a freaking offensive or a defensive rebound, and like Tristan Thompson and Larry Nance Jr. kept getting like rebounds.
It wasn't even because we were undersized. Like we were, because Whiteside didn't play that game, so we were undersized. But it was like guys were allergic to boxing out. I wish I was out there on the court because I know how to box out. It's a fundamental basketball thing that you learn in elementary school. It was just like, I remember that's part of the reason why I was so mad, is because it was just not doing the fundamentals, not boxing out. Like, just turn and find a body. Stop watching you get paid millions of dollars a year. Don't watch the ball fly through the air. Put in a little effort, find a body, box out. It's basic basketball. It's like if we just boxed out that game, we wouldn't have lost. And then right now we'd be 2.5 games behind Memphis, which would be a lot easier to overcome than 3.5 games. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff is a difference maker at the end of the season. I know it's just one game out of 82, or in our case this year, like one game out of 74, but That type of stuff's a difference maker at the end of the year. That's why you can't drop games like that, and we drop so many of them, man. Like we should be tied with Memphis right now.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We just
and the goaltend game.
Yeah.
Real quick, Destrom, if Dame gets hurt, we're screwed. Picking up Isaiah Thomas or J.R. Smith if Dame goes down is not going to make a damn bit of difference.
You play Anthony like 38 minutes a game in that case.
Yeah, you just hope Anthony turns out to be like Kings last year, Anthony Simons, and goes bananas. But yeah, you have no chance. We're not signing any of those scrubs anyway.
Yeah.
We're not signing anyone. We're running with the team we have. The only way we would sign someone is if you get to fill your roster with players who decide not to show up, like a Melo doesn't show up, then we pick someone up to replace him. But even then, I don't know if they even really care. I mean, they'll be fine with like 13, 14 players.
Yeah. Shout out to us hitting 31 viewers like a couple of minutes ago, because stuff's been dead during this long stretch of time without any sports. During that time we switched over to the second channel, which has a lot less subscribers, so just gets a lot less views on streams for now based off that. So it's kind of dope to hit 30 viewers, man, which we hit a couple minutes ago. It's crazy because we were hitting 100 on post game streams, and that was kind of normal. And now it's like, oh, we got 30. Let's go, man.
So Destrom says, you think IT is a scrub? Yes. Ever since the hip injury, he has sucked in the NBA. He is not a good player. Maybe someday he can get back to where he was, but it's not happening in this little short format. He's not. He couldn't even make a roster earlier in the season.
Isn't he a free agent right now because he got cut and nobody wanted him?
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me.
So, but he's a horrible defender, so we wouldn't want him anyway. And he hadn't been shooting good the last couple of years. I mean, he was okay for Washington this year, but it's not going to help us. We're done if Dame goes down, so it doesn't matter. Let's just hope that doesn't happen.
That season he had for the Celtics was 2016-2017. It's 2020. People need to move on from that season. People still overrate him based off that season. But the year after that, he had that injury issue. That's why he didn't make his debut for Cleveland until Cleveland played us. He made his debut for Cleveland playing against Portland because, of course, after that season where he averaged 29 points per game and 6 assists, he got traded for Kyrie. In that season, after that all NBA second team season he had, the season after that, he averaged 15 points per game and 5 assists per game. Okay, that's solid, right? But then you look at his efficiency. That season he shot 37% from the field and 29% from three. And, that's terrible.
He got benched on the Nuggets last year, too.
Yeah. The season after he had that huge season, he sucked. And it was right after that hip injury. That hip injury ruined him. You could see that sharp decline because of that hip injury. And he hasn't bounced back. For the Nuggets, he shot 34% from the field and 28% from three. For Washington, he did play a little better, but they're a terrible team in a weak conference. And he still only shot 40% from inside the arc and 41% from three. And he's not going to keep up that 41% from three because for his career, he's only a 36% three-point shooter. So that's the thing. It's he's not good whatsoever. He's not a playmaker. He's a horrible defender. And now he's an inefficient scorer. Literally, the only thing he could do before, was score the basketball. And in his peak, he was a really good scorer for Boston. After that hip injury, now he's so inefficient that he's literally worthless and shouldn't be on an NBA team. He's not better than Anthony Simons.
We talked about this, was that last stream? His hip injury slowed him down. You cannot be 5'9" and kind of short and chunky and not quick and can't jump. It's at least Nate Robinson could jump out of the gym, and he was quick. So even though he was a little chunky sometimes, he was still really fast. Isaiah Thomas put on some weight and isn't quick enough to get by guys anymore, and he can't jump and he can't play defense. So it's there's literally no reason to have a guy like that on your roster.
I mean, the last time Isaiah Thomas was good, Zach Collins was playing for my Gonzaga Bulldogs. That's how long ago it was, and people still, I feel hang on to that. It's just weird to me. Yeah, no. So I don't know. Isaiah Thomas. I don't even know why he keeps being brought up by people watching this, man. I don't get it.
And there are players this same height, like someone mentioned DJ Augustine, but those are like DJ Augustine's more of like a control the game, like game manager type guy. Like he's fine, like in that role. He's not going to come in and help you win games, like. But he also doesn't like lose games for you because he's like pretty savvy and stuff.
Yep. And
but
even,
like
and
Isaiah Thomas can come in and shoot you out of a game really fast.
Well, at this point, DJ Augustine's probably a more effective scorer than Isaiah Thomas. Like he doesn't quite shoot as much, but this past season DJ Augustine has struggled. So, DJ Augustine sucked this past year. I don't want that DJ Augustine. But the 2 years prior to this, he shot 42% from three and 45 and 47% from the field, respectively. So he's efficient. He's shooting the three ball well until this past season, and he's just a smart player. Isaiah Thomas, like the exact opposite. He's inefficient. He's not anywhere near as good of a defender as DJ Augustine. That's kind of saying something. And he's I don't know, man. It's just like a guy like DJ Augustine. I'm kind of on the fence about even having on the Blazers. He's much better than Isaiah Thomas is.
Yeah.
So I'd rather go like, what are some other point guards out there? Like we could find a better free agent.
We mentioned Trey Burke. I'd rather have Trey Burke every day. Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some others as well. Like I'd rather go out and get Jerrion Grant or somebody like that than Isaiah Thomas. But like, if Dame gets hurt, is Anthony Simons 48 minutes a game if he can handle it? Yeah. Which you can play
CJ at some point, but yeah, they probably still try to do some, but let's just hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, the thing is, like Trey Burke for Philadelphia this season shot 47% from the field, 42% from three.
Yeah,
like,
he is decent.
Yeah, and he's not even on a team, so Isaiah Thomas might be done playing NBA basketball. To be quite honest. He might never play an NBA game again. That's entirely possible. It's entirely possible he goes to China and becomes, a star over there, and, hopefully he's happy because he has seemed very unhappy for the past 3-4 years.
I knew that comment was coming from People's Mix.
What?
Eric likes Trey Burke with the eye emojis. Give me 2 firsts for him.
Oh, God. I heard you were abusing 2K.
Yeah.
Good. Man, when I was back in my day when I was 12 and I was abusing 2K, I was making teams that went 80-2. So, if you're not doing that, if you're abusing 2K's logic in my league and you're not going 80-2, can't say anything.
Dizzy D is talking about his he did a video People's Mix did about what if Dame was traded to the Knicks in 2018. But he just used Trade Finder and took whatever the best trade was instead of using like discretion or whatever.
Yeah, if you do a what if video, you gotta make it realistic because it's basically, if you don't make it realistic, the what if video is basically what if we lived in an alternate like reality where there was no logic.
Just go to People's Mix's page if you want to see that.
Yeah, but, we're plugging his trade Dame video. What's wrong with that?
In this season, Trey Burke gets cut from the Philadelphia 76ers, and in his thing, in that pretty much the same time frame, he gets traded for 2 firsts. Like, that's just, like, completely...
Yeah.
And no one even picked him up off waivers or, like, as a free agent either. Like, if he was worth, like, a second-round pick, he would have been traded for a second-round pick,
Yeah. Tori, what happened to the Realistic My League series? I honestly have no idea what you're talking about.
He's talking about your streams that you started back in the day.
Oh, back at the very start of quarantine.
Yeah.
Well, we started doing the mock-off season. Which obviously wasn't the most realistic, but it was, everything in it was real at the same time, so. Is Westbrook still in here? Yeah, he is. Westbrook. Do you have the emoji access? You don't stream 2K no more. I might have to get back to that. Well, I'm just crazy busy all the time, man. I'm trying to rent a house in August, so.
Well, if we if we do any 2K streaming, it should be from our mock-off season, some of the like highlight games or something.
Yeah, well, I could do like the
or watching you go through it.
Yeah, I was probably just gonna drop videos with that, but like for the playoffs, we'll definitely do like we'll have like round one be just an entire day, or just one stream be like round one, and then the next stream would be like second round, and just simulate the entire round and go through it slowly. And that'll be something we'll do. That's what I was planning to do for playoffs, because we could do the playoffs in like 4 days in that scenario. If somebody gets hurt during the stream, like that person can submit their new lineup to me, and I can do that immediately, like on stream, and manage it that way. So we could do the playoffs quickly and hopefully finish the playoffs before the restart of the season. That's the goal. Where would I see the emojis? I don't even know. Let me turn on my phone. Cause I don't even know. Like the bottom, you should have it like somewhere near where you would type a comment. I'm not telling you guys to put emojis. Because Westbrick is a channel member. He's our first channel member. If you're a channel member, you get access to different custom emojis, which we need one more member to add a 5th one. We got 4 right now. So I just wanted to see how they looked in chat, because I haven't seen them in chat yet. But I got YouTube emojis, but not any Blazers Uprising emojis. Oh, it might take some time.
Mike's asking how you sign up for that.
There should be a join button next. It should be under the video. I don't know if you're watching on your... Jeez, my phone's just going to go off because I just turned it on. Jeez, why... Holy... I got Facebook messages, people trying to buy my car. I got text messages. Oh, my goodness. Okay, my phone was off for like an hour and a half. And, of course, everything blew up. There should be like a join button next to where it would say subscribe.
I don't see anything.
Oh, because I'm on my second channel, that's why. Oh. Right. So, yeah, no, you wouldn't get custom emojis on this channel. That's right. Damn.
That sucks.
That does suck. That is the downside. But when we go back to doing post-game streams on the main channel, you'll have the custom emojis and all that. I wonder if you can use them in, like, comments of the main channel. I'm not sure. Yeah, I completely forgot that, of course, it's not going to translate over here because it's a completely different channel. I will post a link in the description for if you want to... Jeez. For if you want to become a channel member. Got a bunch of cool perks for you guys. We'll definitely be living up to those. Because, you know... Yeah, like, that. But definitely changed up the perks a little bit from what I was doing with Patreon. Shout out to Brian Scalabrini.
Your audio just went way crazy.
I'm looking for this
there
link.
You go.
I'm looking for this link and I'm trying to talk at the same time. Which is definitely not the easiest. What was I going to say?
While you're doing that, Alvaro asked a question earlier about Wenyen Gabriel. I think he's the same situation as Little, where they're probably not going to play many minutes if we have our regular roster back.
Yeah. There you go. There's the link for that. So one of the things that I wanted to do, because you guys have been asking for a stream where we watch and react to a game live. So one of the perks, it'll at least be me, Eric. I didn't really ask you in advance, so if you want to do this, of course. If not, you know, that's fine too. If you want to. But I want to do once a month. Where we watch a game live and we'll be on stream, and I'll find a way to superimpose the scoreboard on the screen or something. Obviously I can't show any NBA footage, but I now have cable down here, and if I move out I'll get cable because I plan on moving out in August. So it'll be easier to like have it kind of synced up with Eric and synced up with you guys. So as one of the perks for the people who donate $5 a month or more to YouTube, not through Patreon, because I'm not going to really do any perks on Patreon. So if you're a Patreon donor, you can still support me through there, but I'm not really going to do perks outside of like a shout out on streams and on videos. The stream shout outs will come Monday. But for those of you who are a $5 member or higher, you'll get access to those watch party streams where me and Eric, if you want to, we will watch a game live on stream and react to it live. So I thought that was a pretty cool perk. Definitely wanted to keep it as one of the cheaper options. So yeah, a 10-piece chicken nugget at McDonald's is what, $7, or you come chill with us for 3 hours. I shouldn't even start comparing this to food. What's wrong with me? But I have to watch the games through NBA Pass or stream. Is behind like 15 or more seconds. Couldn't watch with y'all. You could scrub our stream. So you could like scrub our stream back 15 seconds and match it up. Yeah, so you could match up your stream with where we're watching, with like our stream, if that makes sense. You could like, we'll have it 15 seconds behind, playing 15 seconds behind. So that is like the one hard thing with that, is like making it all match up, because it's only cool if like our reactions match up with the game you're watching. But basically, yeah. I haven't had cable. That's why I haven't been able to do that in the past. But now I will, and I might end up lowering it to the $2 option. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but stop spamming OnlyFans. Nobody's releasing an OnlyFans. Nobody here should be releasing an OnlyFans. Eric, don't get any Brad ideas.
Hey man, if someone wants to pay me to see this, they certainly can, but not most of you guys, because a lot of you are underage, so shut up.
Yeah, to see this, I don't even want to know what this. Oh man, I ain't even gonna mentally go down that road. Yeah, People's Mix. No. Don't. I told you just, man, you're gonna start making me hand out 300-second bans if you guys keep up with this. I love how I always say 300-second ban as if it's something that's super scary and it's like 5 minutes. Man, I miss chat spamming like this. We haven't had chat spam like this in a while. I don't know how to handle it anymore. It's overwhelming now.
Where's Trevin?
Where is Trevin?
Where'd he go?
I was going to make him a moderator too, man. I don't know now. I thought he was always in here. Maybe life happened. So I will have a mailbag dropping tomorrow. It's like a 50-minute recording. I am not looking forward to editing that. But it's basically just going through all the perks from the channel memberships and then answering the questions. I don't know how it ended up 50 minutes. There was a lot of questions, but I tried to be quick answering them. It still ended up being a 50-minute recording. So, yeah, that's going to be a lot of work. I am working for 40 hours a week because in August I want to be able to rent a house. I want to have 10,000 saved. I don't know. Everything that I make through the YouTube memberships, I'll use on the channel, for the studio setup and that type of thing. So I'm working full time to try. What are you laughing at? You laughing at me?
No, I'm laughing at chat.
I'll just be rambling a little bit, and you'll just start chuckling. I just feel like you're laughing at me, like I sound stupid or something.
Well, you said mailbag, and Mike spelt it MALE, and he said he thought you weren't talking about OnlyFans anymore. That made me laugh. That was a good one.
Oh, God. That's
and then Doge Gaming said, "I'm a married man. It's not worth it." I don't have an OnlyFans account, but it doesn't mean I can't know what it is. I mean,
yeah. I mean, like your wife would just be the photographer, right?
I guess.
Is that how it works with a married couple doing that? I don't know. I wouldn't know, guys. I'm not married, and I'm never, never going down that road, man. But honestly, like, dude, it's so easy for some of these girls to make just a ton of money.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. We're not going to discuss this anymore. Anyway, no, I'm gonna try and like rent something in August. It just means I have to work a ton. But I'll just use like the YouTube membership on the money you guys put forth through being a member, a channel member. I will use that to set up a studio, because that's the thing. I want to move out of here into my own place and set up just a streaming room, a 6 streaming room, with like floodlights and just a bunch of cool stuff. Like, I want it to be legit. I want it to be really cool. It's something that I've wanted to do for at least a year, to just have like a streaming room, and I haven't been able to do it yet. So I'm hoping that in August I'm able to move out of here into somewhere. It might be an apartment, actually. I'm not entirely sure. But, and then be able to, I'll splurge a bit on a stream setup. Upgrade the camera. I am getting a mic upgrade in the next week, so I want to see how that sounds. And it will be not on a stand that's like on a bar like this, man. It'll be on a stand that'll go on my desk, so I won't play with it, because I always play with this goddamn bar. It's just like right here, and I get fidgety when I talk. So, anyway, that's just kind of a life update. What's up with your life, Eric? How's the business? How's the fam? How's the everything?
Business has surprisingly been really good, so that's good.
That's good. Like that's like good for you, but like bad for, you know, people shouldn't be throwing COVID parties, but you got to make a living.
It's obviously I want people to come in and buy stuff and throw parties, but it's a little disturbing how many people are just like, I mean, we're talking like probably 20 people a day that are just like, screw it, I'm throwing the biggest party, you can't tell me what to do. That kind of attitude. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't contribute to a lot of stuff. And now we have the whole masks are going to be required starting next Wednesday, so we'll see. That's
good. I don't know if they're going to do that in Washington, but I'm waiting for them to do that, so I'll be glad.
I'm interested to see when my first encounter with someone who refuses to wear one, but then tries to say I'm violating his constitutional rights or some crap.
You just whoop his ass, and then if he like comes back with a gun, you stick it up his ass, and I don't know. You're a big guy. I don't think people are gonna mess with you if they're smart.
I'm just gonna say, look, man, it's like a state order. Sorry, it's not my policy, but we hope that you respect that.
Are you guys actually starting phase 1 tomorrow? I'm so
we've been in phase 1 for a while. Multnomah County is starting phase 1 tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, I just got confused because I forget that you're not in Multnomah County.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm in Washington County. Yeah.
So what is the county line? Where is it? Like,
it's basically like west of Portland is Washington County for the most part, and then like actual downtown, and a little bit east is Multnomah County, and then like Clackamas is Clackamas County, like that whole area down there.
I feel like a lot of people from... That's kind of weird that the counties are so bunched up. I need to look at a county map or something. I'm from Vancouver, in case you guys didn't know. So we're all just one county up here, which makes things easy. But I feel like people have probably just been coming over to your side of town because you guys are in phase 1, which makes it kind of dumb to have it in different phases.
When they started it, they were like, we ask that you don't travel between counties and stay in your county with that. Like, people aren't going to do that.
Yeah, like for a lot of people, it's probably impossible not to travel between counties. They probably live in one and work in the other.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But congrats on you guys entering phase 1. We're already in phase 2, and we might be entering phase 3 at the end of this month. Which Washington phases are different. It's weird. So you guys were in phase 0 before, or what were you in?
No, we were in phase. We're almost to phase
or
2 now
Portland.
in Washington County. Yeah,
Were they
Portland.
in phase 0? Is there a phase 0 in Oregon? Is that how they labeled it?
No, like stuff hasn't opened up. That's cleared for phase 1 yet. It's just like it's still supposed to be stay at home. Yeah,
because the way Washington is doing it, phase 1 is like the stay at home. Like what Multnomah County has been in, that's phase 1 for Washington. So they have like a phase for like any scenario. So that's why I was like confused. Like phase 1, they're gonna enter phase 1 because like phase 1 is like the worst for us, and it doesn't get worse than phase 1. So if we've entered phase 2 where restaurants are open, and dude, I had somebody today. Today is just an awful day for DoorDash. I had somebody today. I'm waiting at McMenamins to pick up food, and I have this guy. Of course, he's not wearing a mask. Nobody's wearing masks. But not only is this guy not wearing a mask, this dude literally like comes in line and like steps up within probably a foot of me, right behind me, breathing on my neck. So I'm the type of guy that reacts like if somebody does something in public that I don't like, even if I don't know them, I'll react in a way that lets them know like that I don't like what they're doing. Like I'm just kind of blunt without saying words. So like he walked up right behind me like a foot away. I literally like took like 3 steps to the side, turned, and just kind of stared at him. And then he was like kind of like caught my eye and moved back. But it's like, dude, do you think the pandemic doesn't exist anymore? Like it would have been annoying even if it wasn't during a pandemic. But it's just like people act like this thing isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a lot of it. People just decided it was over and they're moving on. But so phase 1, restaurants can open with limited seating and spread out, and but your tables have to be spread out, and there's a bunch of restrictions.
It's what our phase 2 is your guys' phase 1. Yeah. Are like theaters or gyms open where you guys are at?
I don't think theaters are open yet. Gyms are kind of open. I know the gym I go to is like appointment only, which is kind of weird, but yeah, like I know some of the other gyms around here have opened back up, and they've been not good in terms of social distancing.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, like you look at the restaurants. I just can base it off the restaurants, and it's been bad, man, because dude, there was so many people like bumping into each other walking without face masks on in that restaurant. It's just like I went into Chipotle to pick up an order the other day, and there's like 30 people in there, and maybe 6 were wearing masks, and they were all like standing on top of each other. It was almost like there was less distancing than before coronavirus even existed, you know? Like it's almost like people are like, oh, well, it's gotten better, so I'm going to stand as close as I can to people. It's weird, dude. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I swear, like, for some people, closer to you now.
I don't know if it's just my feed, but it seems to be, like, cutting in and out.
Is it? Tori, are you one of those guys where a child is crying and you confront the mother of the father to tell them to calm your child? No, not at all. It's when people are like rude is when I'm like, I'm not holding back from like showing that I'm annoyed or saying something or whatever. It's when people are rude. It's not when like, oh, a kid's crying, I'm gonna be the asshole to the father and say, make your child shut up or something. I don't know. Like, I'm not that type. I'm the type that if you do something rude.
Yeah, we're lagging bad.
We honestly have had pretty good luck the past couple streams with not having any lag.
I think we're back.
Yeah, I'm not even getting any error messages, so I don't even know what it is. Little mini lag, but I think that was like we had like 3 streams in a row where we didn't have any lag. So I don't know. We've been doing good. The internet's been good here. When I move out, it should be better. Yeah, YouTube's tripping a little bit. Only audio now. Yeah, it might have hiccups a little bit, but yeah, no, I'm not the type to be an asshole. I'm just, if you're rude in public, I'm not the type to just sit there and tell you and not say anything. Like in the middle of a pandemic, you're not wearing a mask and you're gonna stand a foot behind me and basically breathe on my neck. I'm not just gonna move out of the way. I'm gonna move out of the way and like stare at you a little bit to let you know like what the hell are you doing? Get off my back. But we back? We good?
Yeah, Miker says he's out because he doesn't want to be annoying about this subject.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
But for those that don't know, what we're talking about is in the 3 main Portland counties and then several other counties too near Portland. The governor issued a mask requirement on all indoor public spaces starting next Wednesday. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, they need to do that in Washington because I always wear a mask as a DoorDash driver. You know, just it's what you should do if you're working and picking up food for people and around a bunch of people all day. So I'm smart like that. I see DoorDash drivers not wearing masks. It drives me crazy. It's like, dude, you're handling people's food. You're going into multiple restaurants a day, interacting with multiple restaurant workers a day, who then have to deal with multiple customers a day. Like, that's how it spreads so rapidly. It's from one person like that not wearing a mask. And I don't
just think how many times they like cough or sneeze in their car or whatever.
Oh, dude, like if I have somebody's food in my car, I almost never take off my mask. Like, the only time I'll take off my mask is if it's like inside, because like I have a food bag. If it's like inside the food bag and like the food bag is zipped up. And even then, most of the time, I still don't take off my mask because I have somebody's food in my car. I don't rummage through the bags, even check them for food, which bit me in the butt today because I don't, you know, in the past you were supposed to check to make sure somebody had their food. And this rich lady in a mansion didn't get her beef enchilada today and demanded I go back to the restaurant and get it for her, even though her porch was literally like a bridge with a river running under it. That was like her porch. Like, living on the Columbia River waterfront, but of course there wasn't an enchilada in her big old order from Husong and Larry's, so she's texted me like, they forgot my enchilada. You need to go back and get my enchilada. Like, God. All because I don't check because I'm not gonna rummage through somebody's bag. It's just not cleanly. She was the perfect definition of a Karen. I had my first Karen encounter like since that became a meme. It was definitely a Karen. It was like, I mean, like, I get it. You want all the food you bought, but it's like if you're living in a house that's probably worth like $1.5 million, don't make me go back and just order another one and have somebody else run it down to you. I had to decline orders and not get paid for 30 minutes. I lost, $10, $15, $20, who knows how much money I lost from orders that, I had to decline because I had to go back and get her damn beef enchilada. It wasn't even a big beef enchilada. It was a small beef enchilada. It was barely anything. It's like, who cares? It's a freaking beef enchilada. You still got a ton of food. It's just, oh God. It's just like the fact that it's somebody at some super rich house kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Demanding I go back. She could have said, can you please go and pick that up for me or something? No, you need to go back and get me my beef enchilada. Like, oh God. Yeah, I dealt with a lot of crap today. But yeah, that's like the perfect definition of a Karen. 1,000%. Anyway, was she at least nice about it? She was nice after I went to go back and get it, even though it wasn't my fault that the restaurant forgot it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my job to fix that. I'm not really supposed to go through bags. So it's not my fault. I was the one who ended up, like, losing $10, $15 just to go back and get her beef enchilada, which she could have ordered for $5 and gotten it delivered faster, and I could have gone back and gotten it. You know what I mean? Like, because they had to remake it, and I had to go all the way back. So, yeah, no, just not fun, but I did go back and get it. I didn't want the stress of her, like, saying I never delivered the order in the first place or something, because that can really mess you up as a DoorDash driver and possibly get you fired, even if it wasn't your fault. So, yeah. Yeah, I've had a lot of stories, man, from doing this. My life isn't boring anymore, I'll tell you that. I wish we could get...
That'd be awesome if she would have thought you ate it.
Dude, if she accused me of that, God, like, I'm not gonna lie, delivering food, like, there's some times where it's like, oh, this sherry smells so good. I wish I could eat this. But I'm never ever, like, you don't do that, obviously. Like, you get fired if you do that. No DoorDash driver in their right mind is going to, like, mess or touch or do anything with anybody's food. Like, that's not something you ever really have to worry about. A lot of bags are sealed, too. But there are times where it's like, oh, I wish I had some sherries right now. Because this smells hella good. There's other times where it's like, damn, why did I pick up Red Lobster again? Because this smells terrible. But then I'll get an order for Red Lobster that I'll pay well. And I'll pick it up and I'll almost throw up because it smells so bad. Isn't like 3 bad reviews on DoorDash and you're fired? No, the way it works is if your customer service rating is based on your last 100 times that somebody rated you, and if the average falls below a 4.2, you're at high risk for being deactivated and not being able to drive for DoorDash. So a 4-star rating, a 4 out of 5 star rating for a DoorDash driver is bad. Because if you averaged a 4-star rating, you wouldn't be able to drive for DoorDash. It's kind of messed up, but it's not hard to keep up. A lot of your bad ratings that aren't like your fault don't register. So like right now I'm at like a 4.9. I'm completely fine. And if it falls down, I'll start asking for 5-star likes, and people will give them to you if you ask. If you do a good job, of course. So there's recordings of Dashers doing that. Dude, there's crazy people everywhere. Those are the outliers, okay? Those are the outliers. Eric, what is the weirdest request you've seen in Party City?
Well, my store's called The Party Spot. That's Party City.
I was going to say. I was just reading.
But I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I had someone ask me if he could get his penis and vagina balloons blown up at the store the other day, but
what?
That's actually pretty common for bachelorette parties and stuff, or bachelor parties. So
that was so unexpected. I was like kind of half listening. Oh God, dude. Oh.
I'll usually do it as long as there's no like kids in the store at the time. Put them in like a black garbage bag or something.
God, who has the what? People are weird, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you've ever seen like bachelorette parties or whatever, but it's a lot of them are like penis related, so they'll have like penis straws and like all kinds of like penis stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't care. I'll blow up.
You'll blow up. Do you ever make that joke? People putting us in. Oh, you want me to blow your penis?
No, but I might now. That'd be funny.
Oh my God, man. Thank God that I can't even monetize this channel, because that would have been instant demonetization right there. Which one do you want me to blow first?
Speaking of OnlyFans,
dude, you can make so. Oh my God, I'm dying.
Yeah.
You should make them do it yourself. Blow your own penis, man. Oh my God. I got a wife. I can't be doing that.
Unfortunately, like most of the ones that people bring in that are like dirty balloons are like really poor quality, so they don't really work right, and they don't really look like they're supposed to when they're blown up. So
so you're not like blowing them right?
No, I blow them up right. It's just like they're like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Now every time you talk about blowing up balloons, I'm just going to think of it in a dirty way, man.
Nice.
Oh, that's funny.
Alex Wolf, we do not sell edible underwear.
Why not?
We don't have any of that kind of stuff. And there's like 2 blocks down the road, there's an adult store if they want that kind of stuff.
You should merge, man. You should have like a secret back room.
Yeah,
where you can
don't have a back room.
Where you can.
I don't even have a back room for like myself or the stores, like to store stuff for the store, let alone to have like a secret back room to sell dirty stuff.
Oh, this stream has gone downhill or uphill, depending on how you look at it. But oh god, people are gonna celebrate this opening back up with some very risque activity.
Jason Joseph says he just came back to this stream with that conversation.
What a combo to come back to the stream too. What's up? Missed y'all. Welcome back to Blazers Uprise, where we talk about. Oh, I can't even.
And Dizzy D keeps asking when I'm going to throw a party. I'm taking the coronavirus pretty seriously, so I'm.
COVID party, let's do it, man. Let's get that immunity. I'm kidding. Okay, I'm kidding. Before YouTube knocks me off the airwaves for thinking that's serious.
I will say when things get back to normal, whatever that becomes moving forward, when we're allowed to meet up again, I'll throw you guys a party, and anyone who wants to come can come hang out with us if you want to show up.
Face masks are required, though. Yeah. Honestly, if we do in the park meetups, I might make face masks required. Because you can ball in a face mask. You can ball in a face mask. Right? We don't play that hard. I mean, we do, but we don't. You know what I mean? We can ball.
Yeah, I don't know, because you're dripping sweat and stuff, so I don't know if it'll matter that much.
I ain't dripping sweat. You're dripping sweat. I ain't dripping sweat.
I'm talking more when this is all over.
Yeah.
When we don't really have to worry about. So
2022?
Yeah, pretty much.
Dope. I'll see you then, man. God.
I'm freaking out of shit, man. I'm gonna sweat.
So am I. I haven't been doing anything, dude. I've shot at basketball twice in the past 3 months. Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird, dude. I miss playing basketball. But our rec league might start back up if we reach phase 3, because you can have meetups of 50 people or less, and you can have recreational sports matches. You can have Little League Baseball. You can have, you can play basketball, I think. So I think our rec league would reopen. So I might, 2 weeks from now, I might be playing, rec league basketball. I have no idea. I don't even know if my gym would reopen it, even if they could. But if they don't start up my rec league, I'm just going to try and get my vertical up. Get back in the gym and start actually being committed to the vertical program that I've done the first 2 weeks of twice and actually felt a little bit of improvement, and then I stopped doing it. I want to be able to dunk on people when we get back. So if they don't start back up my rec league, I'm gonna try and get my vertical up. I'm gonna do that jump program. It's 8 to 10 week jump program. I'll keep you guys updated on it. And they say 8 to 14 inch gains on your vertical, which is actually insane. I'm not even expecting 8. 8 would be insane, to get, and that's the low end of what they say you'll get by doing their jump program the right way.
Send me the program too. I'll do it.
Hell yeah, bro. We can be throwing each other lobs and shit in Rip City 3-on-3 in 2021, because it's not going to happen this year. So that documentary, we can actually be balling out, you know what I mean? And all the media people will be why the hell are these guys still in this media division? And why the hell can they dunk now? They were already the biggest people in this damn bracket. You'll be jumping over Jamie Hudson and shit.
I don't think you can dunk in that, can you?
I mean, you just get so high, you just throw it down, don't touch the rim.
Yeah, you can do that, but
honestly, wait, is it wasn't it a technical if you dunked?
I think so, unless it's the
bro. If we got to the point where we could easily dunk, I would dunk in the media bracket and just take the tech just to dunk.
Yeah,
because we'd still be winning anyway, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So screw it. And honestly, most of those people probably are 50-50 on making the tech anyway. So, you're telling me we're playing against Blazer Gang, I'll give them a tech free throw, and I'll dunk on them. You know what I mean? Just to dunk on those guys because it got super feisty. I'd dunk on them. And then I'd say, you're weak if you actually try and make this technical free throw because I dunked on you. Yeah. You guys are so cocky. How are we cocky? In what world are we cocky?
Hey, man, I didn't say anything about dunking. That's all Tori.
Bro, we're talking about let's get our vert up so we can do this. How is that? We're not saying we could do this now. Not even close. I'm saying I'm going to do this jump program and try and get those 8 inches that they promised, because 8 inches to my vertical, I could probably windmill. Like, I could easily I've 360'd before. So, yeah, give me 8 inches and I'll be, it'd be dirty. Like, that's just a fact. Like, that's not even me being cocky. I'm 6'4". I can already, like, dunk on a good... Maybe not right now because I'm super out of shape, but I could already dunk on a good day. 8 inches is going from, like... To be able to dunk, you got to get, like, this far above the rim, probably. That's going from, like, here to there. That's a ton. Give me 8 inches on my vertical, and it won't be me being cocky. Like, that's just facts. The way I'm talking is probably cocky by stating these facts, but that's just facts. Like... I got handles, but gotta be consistent. We're talking about getting 8 inches and being dirty. Oh, look, it's Trevin. I didn't even realize he was in here. Honestly, if like, I want the team that we lost to get back in the media bracket, bro. The team that we lost to 2 years ago. I was hoping they were going to be back in it. Because it honestly wasn't hard. Blazer Gang, we struggled with the first game because none of us could make a free throw. Then when I started hitting free throws, it was easy as hell to beat them because they couldn't defend us without fouling. And it was like too easy last year. The year before, it was like there was better teams.
Well, there just wasn't enough teams. Yeah, the year before there was more teams and they were better.
Yeah. So obviously this year it's probably
the setup sucks. It's not double rims, it's single rims, which is good, but the courts are all like lopsided and have curves and stuff to them. So yeah, it's not.
Dude, the depth perception is crazy from like straightaway threes on the road that we play on, because literally like the backdrop to the hoop is like the West Hills. It's the West Hills. It's like the hills that are like past downtown. You know what I mean? Because like you have that street that like curves and starts going downhill, and you can see the city from there. So like the backdrop behind the backboard is like the West Hills, or the sky is like a little bit above. That depth perception is crazy. Literally the backdrop to the backboard is like 5 miles away. It just becomes like, it's just weird. It's weird to focus on a hoop without a backdrop.
Well, then there's people playing like right behind the hoop too, like, on the other court.
Yep, it's kind of chaos.
The backboard is a little small, yeah.
It just becomes street ball, pound it inside, and jeez, you guys are gonna make a joke out of that too. Yeah, I mean, it just becomes back guys down, and I don't think we hit a 3 our championship game. I hit 3s the first day on the main court, and then I didn't hit it. I don't even know if I hit one the second day. I think Damani was the only one to hit one the second day. You didn't even shoot a 3, bro. You might have shot one.
I think I shot one the year before. I think I shot one in the first game this year, or the last year.
Why don't you just step out for the hell of it? You like beating up people too much down there on the block?
No, I just I just don't even think about it. I don't know.
Yeah. It's such like, it's like not a part of your DNA, I can tell. Maybe if we were playing full court on a real court, you'd shoot more, but
yeah, no, absolutely. That's completely different, because then like I can pull up, and then when people get worried about the pull up, then I can go around them, you know. But like half court is a lot different. And you and Damani are always yelling at me to like post up and stuff, so like it's kind of hard to like.
I think it's more Damani, but yeah.
Yeah.
I like running pick and roll with you, so it was always come set me a screen.
But there's also like, I don't know, like I feel like, because in the championship game last year when we lost, or I guess it was 2 years ago now, I was like, because when we started losing, I was like, screw this, I'm going to start shooting threes. But the guy was like up on me, like, well, like I couldn't even get a 3 off. So
yeah.
it's a little harder to like because you can't really run. It's not like you guys are setting picks for me to come off of and like pop out for a three or anything either. So I either have to be wide open or like grab the rebound, dribble out, and just shoot it.
I've never seen you like come off a pin down and shoot threes like off of like pin down footwork.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I never thought about sending you a pin down.
Yeah.
But like it'd just be like some of those teams I feel like we could beat just by shooting threes. And then they can't be complaining about like, man, these guys too big. They're 6'4" and 6'6". Like you can't complain about our size if we're just splashing threes on you. So I don't know, like next time when we get back and play some of those bad teams, I might just get a little three happy.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Get a little three happy. And then also try to break ankles, because I was just trying to break ankles, Blazer Gang ankles the whole time.
If we play defense like we did the second day, we are pretty tough to beat.
Shit, bro, like,
it doesn't really matter how we play.
The Elite Division's hella good. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I just wish the media bracket was still as good as it was the year before. I mean, who knows? Maybe this year it was going to be popping, but I highly doubt they have Rip City 3-on-3 this year. I wonder if they've given an update.
I haven't seen anything. I follow them on Twitter.
Like, why don't they have an update? Oh, yeah, here we go. It's canceled. Okay, yeah, I figured. I don't know how long ago they canceled it, but
June 1st, yeah.
Next year, hopefully they should have it. Hopefully we have a vaccine or something. I mean, honestly, like, I wonder how, if we could treat it well enough, how that would change things. Because that dexamethasone, or whatever it's called, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The steroid that they've found reduces the mortality rate in severe patients by a third, which is actually like very like a big difference. A third only, a third to some people might be like, oh, it's only a third, it's only 33%. But a third of, you're saving a third of the lives, and if you're able to like add in some other types of treatments on top of that, that's able to reduce it even more. Maybe you could get to the point where it's safe enough to kind of return to normal. Mm-hmm. And like people can catch it, but you can treat it well enough that it's not really a threat. I don't know. Like that's kind of my hope, because the steroid that they found, dexamethasone, I might be saying it wrong. It's a steroid, and it just reduces like the body overreacting. Because the way a lot of people die from this virus is their immune system overreacts and kind of attacks the virus, but it also attacks itself, and it just like kind of cascades into something called, I think it's a cytokine storm. I might be saying that wrong. But it's how a lot of people die from this. So the steroid that they found helps the body not overreact and basically destroy itself. So that's why the mortality rate in severe patients was reduced by a third, because it was stopping the cytokine storm. The thing is, like, that's not even a treatment that attacks the virus. That's a treatment that stops the body from killing itself off, basically. Mm-hmm. So there's still a lot to be gained if you can find a treatment that attacks the virus well to go along with the steroid that they found that stops the body from going into overdrive and overreacting. So you can add to this. This is like a first step, this steroid that they found. This is a first step. So I'm hoping that they're able to find something that like is very effective at kind of killing off the virus inside the body that you can combine with this, and together it's something that's very, very effective. That's kind of like the hope. 'Cause, like, if something like that happens, if we find something to couple with this, find a drug that's more effective than remdesivir at attacking the virus, killing off the virus, then who knows? It's going to be a lot less dangerous. And in that case, maybe we can not have to worry quite like we are. Maybe we can reopen and, oh yeah, we're getting a ton of cases, but we're in a lot better spot because we can treat this thing and it's not anywhere near as deadly as it was. That's my hope. because there's a lot of questions with vaccines and will it be effective and how soon can we get it and then how do we distribute it. I'm hoping for just effective treatment that's not necessarily able to stop it, but is able to like be a stopgap until a vaccine where it's effective. The treatment is effective enough where we're kind of able to get back to normal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was also seeing something where it was like less than 4% of the deaths, the person had a level higher than a certain point of vitamin D in their system. Mm-hmm. And then they're starting to see that maybe there's some sort of correlation between your vitamin D levels and how good of a chance your body has of fighting it off and stuff. So
yeah, there's
stuff like that.
There's like a relation between like T cells and something, people lacking T cells, and that being a huge factor in people dying from this thing. So they're starting to find a lot of correlation between people that are dying from this virus and certain other things in their body that's goes hand in hand with having this virus that is causing death. So I'm hoping that, you know, as they find things that correlate with mortality here, you know, like you said, of lacking vitamin D, you know, okay, then maybe start doing vitamin D treatments, and that can reduce the cause of death. So maybe you can just add on enough treatment on top of this to make it not really all that deadly.
Unfortunately, though, they're also finding some long-term issues with people who, even if they were asymptomatic, like it's still affecting your lungs for a while and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we get back to like playing basketball and stuff. Some of these people who have had it or didn't know they had it might have some breathing problems. Hopefully it's not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that might be a little overstated. I don't know, but that's just a gut feeling. Like any like long-term change from this virus will get magnified, you know? Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's causing... Oh, their lungs are in a little bit worse shape than before. It might not even be something you noticed, but if that's the case, you're going to have people saying, oh, it causes long-term permanent damage. You know, which it might not even be something that's actually noticeable to you or actually affects you. Like, but because there is a little bit of change that's permanent, it's long-term permanent damage, and that sounds a lot scarier than it might actually be. So I don't know. It is definitely something that is a factor in all this, but I'm just hoping, like, maybe we can have fans in the stands by the start of basketball season in December. Obviously not for the return, but by December, you know, before a vaccine. You know, probably not full capacity, but...
Well, if you heard that, right?
What?
The NBA pretty much already said that there wouldn't be fans next year, the whole season.
How the hell can they say that?
That was just part of what came out with some of their discussions.
But next season's going to run until July? We could have a mass-distributed vaccine by March, April, with the majority of Americans having the vaccine administered to them, and it could be very effective. Where this isn't even something we have to worry about anymore. Like, obviously, that's optimistic, but that could happen. So, based off that, how can you say with certainty that, oh, we're not going to have fans at all next season? That doesn't make sense to me.
That was the big thing out of one of their... I forgot which one it was, whether it was the players thing or what, but they mentioned that they were told by the owners that to expect no fans for the 2021 season.
That's ridiculous because there's still so many. Yeah, I see this. NBA PA under the impression no fans will be permitted to attend NBA games for entire 2020 to 2021 season.
So I'm guessing it's one of those things where they're just trying to like temper expectations now, and then if we get fans, yay, we'll all be excited. But yeah, I think they're planning on not having that revenue, which is good to plan for it, and then if you have that revenue, then you can adjust to it. But yeah,
but you shouldn't. I don't know. It should be something like they should be saying it's a possibility there will be no fans in the stands next season, but it's so far in the future that we can't determine whether or not there will be. Like, because there's a lot that can change. You know what I mean? One discovery...
But there's also a lot of people who are saying maybe we should never have it the same way again.
Oh, well, that's just ridiculous, in my opinion. The people that say, oh, we should never be back to that again. Because before, it wasn't a problem before. If we got back to having, I mean, like, there's risk anytime you go out in public. There's risk crossing the street. There's risk driving. I mean, I'm at more risk driving, I'm at more risk now in my life than I was before because of how much I drive each day. Not even necessarily because of the coronavirus, because of how much I drive each day. You know what I mean? Like, there's risk in a lot of different things. So it's like, if we were able to get this thing where it wasn't a substantial risk at all, you know, if it had the same amount of risk as the flu, then why shouldn't we return to how we were before? I don't understand that. Like, I'm not saying, I know you're not saying that. I've just heard a lot of people say that, like, oh, well, we're never going to go back to having full sports stadiums again. It's like, well, why not? Like, if we could completely squash this thing, why not? I don't get that.
Well, obviously, if we squash it, it's different. It's just, I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you cut the mortality rate by 100 or something, that effectively is squash it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, you can have, you don't have to, like, make this virus so that it doesn't infect anybody in order to squash it. If it's not damaging people, and if it's not killing people, it's harmless. If it's not creating long-term damage to people's bodies and it's not killing people, then it's harmless, even if people get it. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, that's not just going to happen, but the gray area with that,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just the conversation around it is just kind of ridiculous. That, oh, well, we're never going to return to the same way we were before. How do you know? Well, if we find a vaccine that provides immunity for 10 years, why wouldn't we return back to the way things were before? I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
Sports make too much money to not try to get to that point eventually. Because I couldn't imagine, like, not ever getting back to that point. So, yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, what if they never find a cure, and what if it keeps going for several years? I don't know. It's hard to know.
I mean, at that point,
I'm just not going to say anything.
Well, I mean, what if asteroid hits you know what I mean? Like, that's about as likely as an asteroid hitting the Earth in the next 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like,
this is actually happening.
Yeah, but, like, we have a lot. We're going to find treatment that does a good job of this, and there was very long-term immunity for people that had SARS and had MERS, which is a lot like this virus, and they had antibodies for 15, 17 years that were effective antibodies, right? So if you can be immune, if you can get the virus and be immune to it because you had the virus, then hypothetically you should be able to figure out some sort of vaccine that's able to confer immunity, if immunity is possible. Like, it's a very complex issue, but I don't think it's like an issue with a bunch of dead ends. Like, I don't see like any way it's like that. And maybe I'm being too optimistic. I just think there's no way we don't figure this out in the future. And there's no way we shouldn't be able to return to normal in the future.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the media, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I feel like the media kind of over dramatizes just a little bit in regards to this, in terms of like, oh, we'll never be the same ever again, and like we'll never return to normal. There will never be sports fans again. There will never be, like, I don't know. We just gotta wait and see on this. We've already had some good news in the past week as far as treatment, so we just gotta wait and see. I don't see how you can rule out fans for 2020 to 2021. I don't see how you can do that in June of 2020.
That's funny that you hadn't seen that, so we got that rant on air.
I mean, do you agree with what I'm saying on that, or?
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I think it's kind of smart to, like, plan for that happening now. Like, I don't think you have to announce it.
For it, but
it was the NBA PA that announced that, so it's not like the owners came out and said that was for sure a thing. But,
I don't think that like means anything. I don't think they've just made a decision at all. It's just kind of ridiculous to say that, in my opinion. Yeah. Because
like, so much changes, so it's hard to know. But, like, I don't know. I think that's kind of I guess I kind of disagree that it might be smart to just be like, you know what, we're just gonna. But yeah, if they have a vaccine by then it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Yeah, but like what if they're able to effectively treat it and the mortality rate is a lot lower? Then maybe you have 25% capacity or something. You know, where it's not as dangerous to have fans there from a standpoint of we're not filling up the stands. And then also at the same time, it's a lot less dangerous of a virus because we have effective treatment for it. You know what I mean? Like there's like factors here. It's like there's a big gray area here, which is why to say anything definitive right now is just crazy to me. I don't know. Like definitely contingency plans for sure. They should be thinking like, okay, how would we work it if we had 25% capacity? How would we run the season if there was no fans? How would we... They should be working out all sorts of contingencies because they've already pretty much figured out the contingency for this year's return. They should, over the next 4 months, be sorting out different contingencies for next season. So it's definitely something they should think about. But to definitively, you know, it's not definitive, but the NBA PA says we believe there won't be any fans. Like, how can you believe it, like, strongly? You know? I don't know. There's a lot of potential developments. I don't know. But yeah, there's my rant on that. The trade deadline rant was also epic. Yeah, that was a whole different thing. But I mean, like, dude, like, obviously we want fans back, but we want it to be safe as well. Like, I want to be able to go to a Blazer game again. So I'm hoping it's like, and honestly, if we got stands filled, like it'd be good for me personally, just because SeatGeek code and all that, you know. Obviously, I don't want to make money off that with people being at risk, at high risk for dying or anything like that. Obviously, not that. It's just
night, Abdi.
See you, bro. I don't know. Like, December's a long way away. When you think of, dude, the NBA season only shut down 3 months ago.
Yeah.
A little, like, when did it shut down? March 12th?
March 11th or 12th, yeah, somewhere in there.
It's June 18th, so that was, like, basically 3 months ago. Like, 3 months in a week, right? The start of the 2020 to 2021 season is, like, a little under 6 months from now. Like, think about, like, how used to, like, social distancing and quarantine and all this stuff that we've been doing. It seems like the NBA season got canceled, like, a year ago, right? Am I the only one that feels that way?
I don't feel like it's been a year now.
Like, maybe not a whole year, but it feels like longer than 3 months ago. I don't know. For some people, maybe this is going by fast, and for me, it's like these 3 months have gone by super slow, which makes it feel like it's been, like it was a lot longer ago. I don't know. It just feels like a super long time. 3 months ago feels like a year ago to me. So it's like we're talking about a season starting 6 months from now, and we're only 3 months into this, and we've already like learned a lot about it. You know what I mean? Like, who knows what happens? Who knows what we figure out? Like, I still think there's a ton of time.
I just don't think leagues will want to be. They're going to have to balance between needing the money and not wanting to be the first league to come back and start a new outbreak because of something that happened with their players. So there's going to have to be some drastic stuff.
Oh, I mean, college football, I think, is going to be the first with fans because they need fans the most, I think. Because a lot of these college towns rely on fans going to games. Like, I think college football is going to be the first sports with fans in the stands, and there'll be social distancing. The NFL is looking at fans in the stands, and the NFL starts in September. Starts 3 months from now. So, like, if the NFL is looking at potentially having fans in the stands, and college football...
But, I mean, a lot of people think they're crazy. And
definitely.
It's not going to happen.
Definitely,
so.
but that starts twice as fast. So I just don't think you should be ruling anything out. I don't think the NBA should be speaking on, like, anything for the 2020 to 2021 season because it's so far from now. It's 6 months from now. You know, that's just kind of like my whole feeling on it. Is let's just focus on this restart. Like, it shouldn't be making any decisions on 2020 to 2021. You might find a treatment that cuts mortality. I don't know. It might make it as, you know, if you find effective enough treatment, it might be not more dangerous than the flu. You know what I mean? It's been far more dangerous than the flu. I'm not saying this is just a flu, because a lot of people say that to downplay this, and it's stupid to say that. But if we find good enough treatment, maybe this becomes something that's not dangerous to really anybody. Like, I don't know. There's just so many things that can happen. I've thought optimistically on this for a while. Like, over the past 3 months, I've become somebody who thinks very optimistically. Like, I've changed a lot as a person last year.
Well, this sounds a lot like our injury. Because you're always like, Nurk shouldn't be back before February. Like, he's not going to wait until. Like,
yeah, I mean, I was just basing that off, like, similar injuries. Like, how quickly Paul George returned and how quickly it was rumored that Gordon Hayward would return. Like, there was rumors that he would return before the end of that season. He got hurt on opening night. So it was just kind of based on that, you know? I mean, like, that was more like, this is more of like, I don't know. When this started up, I was very pessimistic about this for the first, like, 2, 3, 4 weeks. I tried to, like, convince myself to be optimistic, but I was still pessimistic. In terms of, like, looking towards December and January and February of next year, I'm very optimistic we'll have a good hold on this, whether it's through effective treatment or a vaccine. We'll figure something out by then, in my opinion. And that's just me being optimistic. I don't know. Because I was super pessimistic, down in the dumps, depressed for, like, all of March. Like, dude, that was rough as hell. So, I don't know. I'd rather be optimistic for 6 months and disappointed 6 months from now than to be pessimistic for 6 months and disappointed 6 months from now. You know what I mean? Like, even if I'm wrong, I'd rather just be optimistic.
Yeah.
And still try and be, like, knowledgeable and not just speaking out my ass, but be optimistic.
I'm just not gonna fault anyone for any decisions right now. Just see what happens. Because, like, obviously, even if they said there would be no fans in through 2021 season, like, there's no way if it got better and there was no more cases and stuff like that they wouldn't bring back fans in that scenario.
Yeah. Yeah. I get how you're looking at it. It's just, I mean, you shouldn't say there's not going to be fans and then go back on your word, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, they're saying the whole season, that's through, like, July of next year, so that's even a year from now. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, obviously. We'll have to wait and see. I do like the timing of next season being delayed, because it does open up more of a window to potentially get back. But
so Alex Wolf asked about, what do you think about a Kevin Love for Al Horford trade? I don't think that really makes sense. Just trading similarly garbage contracts for each other.
Didn't that happen in our mock offseason?
They did get traded for each other, yeah, but it was Golden State who traded.
Yeah, Golden State traded for Horford and then traded for Love. Wait, where's Horford?
Horford's on. Well, now he's on. Yeah. Horford's on Memphis now because he was traded to Cleveland for Love, and then Cleveland traded him to me for Batum to move, and I moved up to number 3 in the draft, and then
yeah, that's right. He got traded like 5 times. When we were in the thick of that, I was starting to confuse like what teams players were actually on in real life.
Yeah.
it starts to be, because it got so absorbed with that for a while in the middle of all that quarantining that I started to think that players were on different teams than they actually were.
Yeah. So RIP Blazers, speaking of mock off season, that got vanished. but he's here now. 5-team trade rumor between Suns, 76ers, Bulls, Pacers, and Trailblazers on B-Ball IG. Yeah, I mean, you can post it, but we're past the trade deadline and it's not the off season, so like any kind of trade rumors are stupid right now because it's not even possible for teams to talk about trades right now.
And a 5-team trade rumor doesn't just materialize out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Three-team trade rumors don't just materialize out of nowhere. Usually it's 2 teams trying to work on something, and then they decide to bring in a third team. So it's never like, oh, these 5 teams randomly just agreed to a deal together. It's always like evolves from a 2-team to a 3-team to a 4-team. So that's why I always laugh whenever I see like trade rumors, like, oh, 4-team trade rumor. Like, that's never actually a thing. You know a rumor is BS if there's like if it's like a 4-team trade rumor out of the blue. Anyway, what is this? Let's hear this trade rumor. Let's hear how crappy this trade rumor is. Did you look it up?
No, I tried to look it up. I don't know what B-Ball IG is.
Instagram, I think.
Yeah, but I don't have Instagram, so.
True. Instagram's kind of crap.
RIP Blazers, if you could post that, or okay, here we go. Comes from Bulls wanting Ben Simmons and 76ers wanting CJ. Pacers making cap space to re-sign Oladipo, but I thought what we get is interesting, so I had to bring it up. Well, what do we get?
Yeah, he said what all these other teams got. Ben Simmons would kind of make sense on the Bulls. And CJ would kind of make sense on the Sixers. This rumor is complete BS. I'm just... Why would the Pacers need cap space to re-sign Oladipo, though? That makes no sense. They have his bird rights.
Yeah.
Is Oladipo's not even a free agent this summer? Yeah, so that makes no sense.
Yeah, it's
like,
still,
why would the Pacers even be involved in a Ben Simmons to Chicago, CJ to Philadelphia trade? Who doesn't like the Blazers? Oh, Bill Walton. Bill Walton's just...
No, I think he's saying Drexler, but which is true. But
you could say this. You could say it about both of them, because Walton's like, I don't know.
Walton has nothing but good things to say about Portland.
True, but he also has nothing but good things about. He'll rock Golden State Warriors stuff, and I've seen him rocking that, and he'll say good things about them. I don't know.
I mean, he came back and did that bike ride thing last summer.
True. But he would have done that in any city. He's a hippie like that. Doesn't he like ride his bike all the time?
So, RIP Blazers, you don't want to tell us what we get in the trade?
Yeah, he said it was interesting and then doesn't even say.
Now he's saying something else about coaching.
About Florida State. The head coach of Florida State. Bro, he didn't make Jonathan Isaac and Devin Vassell, man. Come on, man. He just inherited those guys. Like, I don't know. Vassell developed well, but Jonathan Isaac was like a top high school player. Why are you watching the stream with your phone on silent, man?
Why are you asking questions, dude?
We were asking you what we get from that 5-team trade because you said you brought it up because the 5-team trade was interesting because of what we got, but you didn't say what we got, so we were saying what you get, and you never even said anything. Hopefully he took his phone off silent for me saying that.
I asked him in the chat. Maybe I'll see that.
Yeah, why are you watching the stream with it muted, man? He's probably like he's probably in bed right now, and his parents like are saying he's supposed to be asleep, so he can't like watch it with volume, or else his parents will hear something. Wait, isn't he like 25?
No, he said he was at work and was watching on his lunch.
Because that's something I used to do all the time as a kid.
But this is the guy who desperately wanted to play in our mock-off season, said he would, and then showed up and said, "Oh, I've been working. What's up, guys?" And then never came in Discord again after that.
Yeah, never responded once after that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And he probably doesn't even know we're talking about him because muted.
Destrom, what are you talking about, man?
Oh, God.
Most people don't even know we have a chip. Are you serious?
Is that...
If you're a Blazer fan and don't know that they've won a championship, then you don't deserve to be a Blazer fan. I'll just say that right now.
I gotta teach new hires here at Amazon. So here it is. I just want to know what we get. What we trade and what we get.
Well, we're trading CJ, obviously.
Yeah. He could turn on... Can't you turn on closed captions for this? For muted. Should have closed captions
on. He's at lunch, so he has to hurry, but like we've been waiting for
I know. Man. Wait, why did I open up?
Alex, that's funny.
Oh, you can't turn on closed captions?
I hope you're trolling, Alex.
You can't turn on closed captions for this? I don't know if you can turn them on for live.
Yeah, I figure. Dizzy D made the same joke after Alex did. Sorry, man, you're second. Not as funny.
I wasn't alive for it, so as far as I'm concerned, it didn't happen.
Michael, they haven't announced what's going to happen other than they're going to quarantine that player, and I think there's some ways you can like pick up a player from a certain pool to replace him. We're talking about if someone gets test positive for COVID.
Yeah.
And then they said it wouldn't affect any of the scheduling or games or anything. Obviously, if enough people tested positive, that's gonna probably shut it down. But like they said, a few people testing positive would just be isolated and quarantined, and that they keep going with the rest of the season. So yeah. It sounds like they're going to have a lot of stuff in place, but unfortunately that area of Florida is like blowing up with new cases right now. So hopefully by the time the end of July rolls around, it's a little better there.
Well, if they don't have like a COVID outbreak there, watch, they're going to get like a Cat 5 hurricane or something rolling in there.
Well, they do have a COVID outbreak, and they actually are going to start requiring masks.
Well, I mean like a COVID outbreak within like the bubble.
Oh, in the bubble, yeah.
I mean, bro, but like they're going to be playing there in the middle of a hurricane season, which is supposed to be pretty bad this year in Orlando. That's not ideal.
Just what 2020 needs.
Bro, based on how bad this year has gone and based on how like bad this hurricane season is going to be, there's going to be something. You already know.
They're going to have to evacuate.
It's going to be like the month of August. It's going to be Hurricane Felicia or whatever the hell. Like, because we've had like something bad every month this year. So one of those months this summer is going to be like a really bad hurricane. That's going to be like it for that month. And then who knows what's the next month, you know? It just seems like every month has a specific like bad thing this year. It's kind of crazy. It's like, well, okay, chapter 7, July. What do we got now?
Yeah, I guess we're not going to ever find out what that trade was.
Oh my god. Why did he say what all the other teams got and not us? Or why didn't he... I don't know. Hurricane Sharkeisha. players have to wear masks not playing? No, that's not really possible if you're playing NBA basketball.
They said like the first row of the bench, it was optional, I think, and then but the second row had to wear them or something.
That's weird.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Blazers get Zach LaVine, T.J. Warren, Kelly Oubre.
For CJ?
Pacers get Ariza and a couple seconds.
Why?
Suns get Hood, Satoransky, and Cash. Sixers get McCollum and Ty Jerome. 2 firsts, 2 swap seconds.
Yeah, the rumor is like 20 players. You gotta love the trade rumors that it's like a full trade. Trade rumors are never like a full trade. It's always that's like a trade suggestion somebody randomly came up with that makes no sense and pretended it was a trade rumor. But like, why would we do that?
Yeah, why would we trade CJ for LaVine? Makes no sense.
Like, why are all the other players involved? What's the purpose of...
Like the Suns being in it.
So the Pacers want to clear cap space, apparently. Why would they trade T.J. Warren for Trevor Ariza in seconds? Like, I don't know. Like, none of that trade makes sense. Like, there's so much unnecessary baggage to that trade. Like, people that come up with these trade rumors, aka their trade suggestions, like, adding way too much on to that.
Alex says Portland should hire David Blatt. He was diagnosed with like MS or something. I don't think he's ever going to be able to coach again. I think he's in the Knicks front office or something like that. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to coach again.
I don't even know what the Bulls got in that trade. Apparently, they traded Zach LaVine for nothing.
I think they were getting Ben Simmons. I think.
Oh. I mean, that'd be a good trade for them, but
I'm assuming they're giving up the 2 firsts to Philadelphia.
Like why wouldn't
Philly's not trading Simmons for CJ?
Why are the Suns and the Pacers even in that trade? Like, if there was a trade like that to happen, Philadelphia would get CJ. The Bulls would get Simmons, and the Blazers would get Zach LaVine, and like throw some picks in there, and forget all the extra baggage. You know what I mean? Like, still doesn't really make sense, but it makes more sense than the 5-team trade. Like, what's with the Suns and the Pacers and all the extra players in there? You know?
I don't know.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Why would the Suns want Rodney Hood coming off an Achilles injury and Thomas Satoransky
for Kelly Oubre? Like I said, even a part of the trade. Like, that's like I don't understand. People just go to a trade machine and just start plugging in random players, and then when it says it works, like, okay, let's try and add picks to make this make sense. Yeah, rumor. Rumor. NBA teams formulating a 30-team trade that I came up with. Stay tuned for updates. Honestly, I hope... It's always something around the trade deadline where we always get people like, oh my god, you hear this trade rumor? This trade rumor is like somebody's trade suggestion. It's like, there's a difference between a trade idea and a trade rumor. I hate when people package trade ideas as trade rumors, and then I hate when people see those and actually think they're trade rumors and call them trade rumors. Because I could come up with a lot of clickbait around trade rumors that are my trade ideas, which would be better trade ideas than this. But, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? They're doing it for clicks. That's why they call it a rumor. It gets more clicks than idea.
Like I said, teams can't even talk trades right now that aren't, unless maybe they're one of the 8 teams that's not there. But
Destro says maybe it was an idea and he just misinterpreted it. Maybe, but there's been a lot of media that has been coming up with trade rumors right now when trades can't even be made for like another 4 months or whatever. And they'll still package as trade rumors when it's just a trade idea. It's always been a thing.
Later, RIP Blazers.
Have fun at work, bro. Go kick those Amazon employees' ass, man. See, the thing is with him, like, bowing out of the mock-off season, at least it's like he has a job, you know what I mean? So it's like, I get it. I don't know. Life happens. It's not like he's 15 playing Fortnite all day. Like Trevin, you know. Yeah, no, the CJ trade rumors makes sense for us. Have you noticed that we never like get a better player than CJ in any of the trade rumors for CJ?
Well, that's debatable.
Well, Ben Simmons is like the only one.
Yeah.
We never get a better player than CJ.
A lot of people think Aaron Gordon's
like, dude, Aaron Gordon's so trash, man. Aaron Gordon is not better than freaking Trevor Ariza. Like, Aaron Gordon's so overrated because he dunks and and he has a rap song dissing Dwayne Wade, so he must be good, right? That's not a rumor, bro. That's not a.
Why would they want to get? Why would they want to trade Simmons to get off of Al Horford? That just,
yeah, it doesn't make sense. If they really want to get off Al Horford, they just use picks they already have and get off Al Horford. Josh Richardson is close to CJ. He isn't as good as CJ though. Like, that's the thing. It's always players worse than CJ. It's like Aaron Gordon or Josh Richardson and guys like that. Like, Josh Richardson is a lot better than Aaron Gordon. I'll give him that. But it's like, oh, Karis LeVert or who's the other guy that's always talked about in a CJ trade? I'm forgetting somebody who's like up there with Aaron Gordon with how much he's talked about being a CJ trade target. God, I can't remember. It's always like Aaron Gordon and somebody else that's not good. Dang, how am I forgetting that? Oh, that's going to bug me until I remember. You guys have... No, not Tobias Harris. It's like an Aaron Gordon level player.
Love. Kevin Love.
Oh, yeah.
Al Horford.
I guess he's better than Aaron Gordon. Honestly, I don't even know if it was Kevin Love that I was thinking about, but Love is another one. Love is worse than CJ. Like, there is so many... there's like every trade rumor is always like CJ for somebody worse. Like, we need more top-end talent. When are some of these trade ideas actually going to make the Blazers a contender? Because all of them just make us worse. Or it's just a lateral move that makes no sense. Give me some juicy trade rumors where the Blazers become a contender. CJ for Chris Middleton. Honestly, if Giannis ended up leaving, we'd better try and get Chris Middleton in 2021. God. There's no, like... Dude, you know what? You know why I'm happy it's a short offseason, though? There's, like, nobody good on the trade market, man. I'm trying to think of, like, CJ for who that would be realistic this offseason that would make us better. And there's just nothing. There's, like, no trade ideas that I can even come up with. And that's, like, a first. Normally I can always think of something for CJ. Damn. It's almost
RIP Blazers definitely is not paying attention.
He's not. Dude, I hate RIP Blazers, man. I hate him so much. He's such... What if he just turned it off for that moment?
He said the Blazers stopped running annoying 2-point guard lineup for like Levine's kind of the same as CJ though. He's like a point guard shooting guard mix. Like,
yeah.
So how does that solve that problem? He's not as good of a shooter. He's more athletic. But
he's still a terrible defender and needs
neither
the ball.
of them are good defenders. They both need the ball. he needs to be an up-tempo offense, which he wouldn't be here. So yeah, I think he'd be worse in Portland than CJ.
The only reason RIP is saying that is because he's a little bit taller.
Yeah.
But his height doesn't help him out. Like, he doesn't use his height advantage over CJ at all. Like, he's not a better defender because of it.
The 76ers stopped running annoying 2 power forward lineup, but Simmons plays the point guard and Tobias plays the 4. Like, that's not really annoying 2 power forward. He's more like a 3-4, and Simmons is like a 1-3-4. Suns get a good couple of backup wing guards. Why do the Suns need backup wing guards? They have
wing
like
guards?
Mikal Bridges and
I feel like this is just his trade
Oubre.
idea.
Yeah.
So they trade Oubre for Satoransky and Rodney Hood, and they get a couple of good back. They already have a ton of wings. They already have like Bridges, and they have Booker, and they have Cameron Johnson to play some 3, and they have Oubre, and they have somebody else I'm thinking of that I'm forgetting. Maybe not. I don't know. Who else do they have? I swear they had another wing. Like, why would they need Hood and Satoransky?
And the Pacers somehow get cap space by trading a more expensive player, or like a less expensive player for a more expensive. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, they swap Warren for Ariza. And all of a sudden, they have the cap space to resign Victor Oladipo, who they have as bird rights and don't need cap space to resign him. R.I.P. to R.I.P. Blazers, man, because he's tripping right now.
Destrom, Jaylen Brown had too good of a year. They're not going to trade him for CJ.
Yeah, no. I wish. I can't hear you guys, but I think this trade.
Right. Yeah, I'm done with that. I feel like he is listening and just like trolling us right now.
Bro, that would be a good troll. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, pretty funny.
If he's not trolling, then come on, man.
I need to like write a note and hold it up for him to read.
If I had a piece of paper and a pen right here, I would. I'd just write "trade no bueno" and just tape it in front of my webcam.
And one thing I've learned from our mock-off season is that a lot of people way overrate Zach LaVine.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. He is not, like... Dude, like, he is...
So, some of those people in our mock-off season were talking like he was a top 10 player in the league. Like, that's how much they thought of him.
He's a worse version of CJ.
Yeah.
Like, he's putting up stats for a bad team. Like, if CJ was on the Bulls instead of LaVine, CJ would be getting, like, 28-6 or 28-7. You know what I mean? Like, you've seen what CJ has done every game he plays without Dame. You know what I mean? If you're playing for a bad team in a weak conference, like, CJ's doing a lot better than LaVine is. So people just look at LaVine's stats and are like, ooh, 25 points per game and 4 assists. Dude, he's just a guy putting up big stats on a bad team. If he played for a contender, he'd be like a 17-2 guy or a 17-3 guy, in my opinion. Like, he's not an all-star caliber player. He's not as good as CJ. He's just not a winning player. Honestly, he's probably a worse defender than CJ. And that's saying quite a bit, but like Zach LaVine's horrible defensively. Horrible. So yeah, I'm not a Zach LaVine fan. Even a lot of Bulls fans would agree with me based on what Bulls fans have said about him. Some obviously overrate the hell out of him because they're biased, but like, dude, he's not good, man. Zach LaVine's super overrated. That trade would make no sense for us. We need more top-end talent. We don't need to sacrifice top-end talent to get a Kelly Oubre or a TJ Warren. Like, that trade wouldn't make us concerned. It just doesn't make sense. It's literally just swapping a bunch of pieces around. It doesn't make sense. I don't know, man. They're like literally the best available player on the market that we could potentially trade for would be like Evan Fournier this summer. You know what I mean? Like, that's like the best target that will probably be on the market for us, and that's if he accepts his player option, which he might not.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of anybody better.
You don't even know, like, if, and that's another guy it shouldn't cost you CJ to get.
Yeah, because he's worse than CJ.
Oh God, here's some more.
my guy. This is why you listen to us if you're going to comment about trades in our stream.
Yeah.
At 4-wing, LaVine is not a better defender, man. And
Warren's not that good of a defender either.
Yeah. No, he's not a good fit at the 4. Like, he can shoot, but he's not a good... I'd
rather have Collins at the 4.
Yeah. Given what we need. And Oubre, I guess, but like Oubre is inconsistent. I don't know. Like I like to take a chance on Oubre, but not at the price of like downgrading McCollum to LaVine.
Yeah.
And TJ Warren instead of Rodney Hood, like meh. You know, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I'd rather just. You're telling me. Basically, we're getting Simmons back from McCollum. We could get more for Simmons than like LaVine, and we could get a better package than that.
Yeah, I would rather just trade for Simmons than move him somewhere else and get. Yeah.
So when is our mock fantasy draft? What are you talking about? I'm confused. Warren's not a good defender. Warren's never been a good defender. And honestly, I still don't have the most confidence in his shooting. He did put it together for 2 years in a row, but before that, he was horrible. So, I don't know. I do have confidence in his shooting still. Like, it's not like he's a sniper. He still only shoots 3 threes a game on 14 field goal attempts.
That's another guy that is a high volume scorer too. Like,
yeah. God, so you're talking about a starting lineup of Dame, LaVine, Oubre, Warren, and Nurkic. That starting lineup is not any better than
I don't like that.
Than what we have right now if we're healthy with Ariza and Collins that are the forwards and CJ there. Like, I think LaVine would struggle to play off McCollum, or LaVine would struggle to play off Dame more than McCollum. Like, McCollum and Dame have had years of experience playing together. That's why they're able to work at all, because, like, theoretically, like, their play styles kind of clash with each other, but they have a ton of chemistry. So that's why it's able to work. You swap CJ out for LaVine. LaVine has no chemistry with Dame.
And you guys aren't factoring in coaching, too. Like, LaVine and TJ Warren, guys like that, will not be good in Stott's defensive system.
Yeah.
So,
honestly, Ariza for us, the way Ariza played for us this year is better than TJ Warren is. I don't expect Ariza to keep it up, but Ariza shot 40% from 3 and played good defense. No, Warren is not like Otto Porter. Oh my God. I wish he could hear us, man. This is ridiculous. We should just stop talking about this.
Yeah, he's not even listening, so it's not.
Because Otto Porter actually plays decent defense and has had seasons where he's played really good defense, and he's like a consistent 40% plus 3-point shooter, while Warren is a career 35%er and shot 37% and doesn't really shoot threes that often, and it's more of like an ISO scorer who has the ball in his hands, where Otto Porter plays off guys and doesn't shoot as much.
If you want to talk about small sample size, look at what Hood was doing this year too, and we're getting rid of him in that trade as well. He was shooting 50% from 3 almost.
Well, chat's just kind of repeating what we're saying too. I don't know. I wish you could just hear him. This is kind of ridiculous to just respond to it. Like, he's just popping off in chat without listening to anything we're saying.
I thought he had to go anyways.
I know. What happened to training these Amazon workers? He said, I'm going to be quick with it. Dude, Amazon's going to have some shitty delivery service over the next month or so, because RIP is too busy dropping 5-team trade rumors. The best off-ball player in the NBA is Klay Thompson. Changed my mind. I mean, that's a pretty widely accepted thing. Chris Middleton is up there, but yeah, I mean, Klay Thompson is. I don't see how you can say anybody's better than him.
Well, anytime you score like 50 points with taking 4 dribbles or something, yeah, I'd say you're pretty good off the ball.
Like, aren't you supposed to say something a little bit outlandish with the "change my mind" quote?
Yeah.
Like, you might as well say,
well,
the grass is green,
right
change my mind. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're going to get to this. Normally people say change my mind to try and get a debate, and I don't think you're going to get a debate on that. Oh, God.
I'm done. Yeah.
I'm going to read it, but not out loud.
No, yeah. No,
You don't even want to read it. What? Okay. Now I swear he's just trolling, man. He talking about Oubre kissing the crowd. And you're talking about a pick and pop with our 2 guards? Yeah, I'm done. You're right. I'm done too. Oh man. Honestly, R.I.P. man. You gotta unmute. He's probably gonna watch this back unmuted to see like our reaction to everything he's saying. It's probably gonna be entertaining for him. Oh my goodness. We still got 20 viewers and it's 12:10, and we're in the middle of RIP just flooding us with this stuff. So, shout out to this stream, I guess, because it's been a strong stream.
Yeah. I've been digging these Thursday streams.
Dude, it's been nice to get back to like a late night stream. It just feels different to not have to do anything after this.
I need to go to bed soon.
Yeah, I saw you yawning earlier. Yeah, somebody invest in some earbuds for RIP Blazers. Good night, Patriotic Man. Good to see you. Oubre is the cutest NBA player. Changed my mind. Yeah, like if we're gonna trade for Oubre, let's just like make all the females out there happy and like just try and make like a team of models or something. I mean, I guess I don't know. I think girls think Zach LaVine's good looking. I wouldn't know because I don't judge guys as good looking, but I think girls like LaVine as well. So like LaVine, Oubre, TJ Warren's like ugly. I don't know. He has the. I'm not even gonna get into this, but get like bring Harkless back because girls think Harkless is cute. Bring Harkless.
The whole trade CJ thing. I get so frustrated when someone's like trade CJ for a starting caliber small forward. It's like, okay, well who? And then like they can't come up with anyone, but they need to trade him for they need a bigger wing player. like well, who do you have in mind? They don't
just grow on trees, and I need to make $10,000 a month, like.
Or then they'll say someone that's completely unrealistic or someone that's way worse than CJ and it doesn't make us any better. And just like if you trade CJ for Tobias Harris, yeah, you're trading for a bigger player, but it doesn't do anything to change the trajectory of our team from being. It just like switches a few of our strengths to different strengths.
All of a sudden, we need a shooting guard. Like we already have a Collins at power forward. Like
yeah,
I don't know.
And Tobias isn't as effective at the 3. So yeah, then you have to worry about like you're playing like him out of position, and then you're playing Zach still kind of maybe out of position. I don't know. It's just.
I'm hoping that the community is, at least the people that were in our mock off season are better with the trade ideas this summer, or this off season because it's not going to be during the summer.
I hope. Like anytime, it'd be nice if all these people like. When someone comes in and posts a trade idea or something and people are just instantly like, that doesn't work, that doesn't happen, that'd be so cool to see.
I highly doubt people will know salaries off the top of the head like us because you could name a player and I could probably name a salary for anybody. Yeah. So,
I definitely can after working so many hours on those sheets.
For real. Messing around with 2K helps.
RIP Blazers did talk about trades every post game. Yeah,
they were always kind of out there. Yeah. Shoot, you should have been in our mock off season. You would have learned some things. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, trade talk sells, but it gets tiresome after a while talking about the same.
Well, it just, like we talked about right now, it's kind of stupid to talk about trades because
yeah,
we haven't even finished the season yet. We're past the trade deadline.
In a normal year, this would be the perfect time to talk about trades, but.
But that's another reason why we wanted to trade Whiteside for someone making money next year, so that we could talk about trades all summer and have that even be a possibility. But now there's like very few trade.
We could be talking about Otto Porter Jr. still.
Yep.
But,
or taking a chance on a Blake Griffin if it's still worth it or whatever.
Yeah. But nope. So honestly, like the trade talk this summer is going to be dead, which is fine. We have a short off season, like.
Wait, hold on real quick. Alex Wolf said Dedmon's salary is like $13.33 million, and he's got one more year left on it, and then the year after that is partially guaranteed for like $1.4 million or $2.4 million.
Yeah. Caleb,
but it's for the same amount. Yep.
Caleb, I answered that question in the last mailbag I uploaded, mailbag number 16. Vince Carter's salary minimum.
Yep.
Give us somebody making a decent amount, mid tier salary, and we got you, man. This dude's quizzing us.
I like this though. Brooke Lopez
about 12 million.
It's between like 10 and 12, and he still has like 3 more years because he just signed a big contract last summer.
Yeah. He signed a 4-year. He signed a 4-year, $52 million contract, so on average 13 a year.
Covington still 2 more years at around $12 million.
It's like 11.5.
I think that was this year, and it bumps up to like 12 something next year. Valanciunas is on a declining contract.
You were right.
He
You were right on that.
16 next year, 15 the year after that.
Yeah, Covington was 11.3 million this year and 12.1 million next year. So
you can watch my hands too. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I looked it up after the fact. See, this is why we know whether or not trades work right off seeing them, because we can do the math like that.
Alec Burks is on a minimum too with Golden State.
Yeah, Corey Joseph is about 12 million for the next 2 years.
He signed a very similar salary to Dedmon's with Sacramento last year.
Yeah. Same Ariza's contract was given by Sacramento too.
Aldridge has 1 year, like $24 million. Taurean Prince has 2 years.
Extension that kicks in this summer for 2 years at about 13-14 million.
Yeah. Taurean Prince, I think it's between 13 and 15 million.
Yeah.
Larry Nance has 2 or 3 years left at about 11 to 12 million. Beverly has two years left at about 11, 12 million.
Mm-hmm.
After this one.
He's trying to get us. We're going to get in the ballpark for everyone. I guarantee you, bro. I guarantee you.
Tyson Chandler's minimum.
Yeah. Wayne Ellington, I just see his name, 8 million.
Yep.
Wasn't even a question, just every name. Every name, man. You think we're lying?
Oh, wait. Portland is trying to trick us here. So Jetty Osman makes like $3 million this year, but he signed one of those rookie extensions, then it bumps up to like 8.3 for the next 3 or 4 years. Isn't the extension
like a declining extension too from that point? Isn't it like start at like 8.3 and then go down?
I think so, a little bit, yeah. Justice Winslow makes about $13 million for like 2 more years, I think.
It does go down, I was right. Let's go.
Daniel House is about $4 million. And he's got 1 more year, I think.
Pretty good contract for him, to be honest.
Yeah.
You think we're joking? You guys are not going to get us, man. Justice Winslow about 13 million per. I don't know exactly how many years left. I think it's like 3.
13 for 2 more years. Yeah, at least 2 more years. Alan Crabb got waived, so he's not making anything.
Yep.
Bobby Portis has a player or a team option next year for like $16 million.
It's a team option for Winslow in 2021 to 2022, so technically 3 more years if you count this one, and if the team option is picked up, or 1 more year. Nicolo Melli's like $4 million this year and next year, I believe. Chandler Parsons is waived, so he's not making anything. Pat McCaw is $3 million a year. I'm not sure if he's under contract next year, but I know he's making $3 million this year. Joe Cheeley would be on a minimum. Christian James McCollum is on a max contract.
It's not quite max. Well, it actually might be more than the max.
Yeah, just around there. Derrick Rose is making $8 million.
7.3 because it's like 100,000 more than we can. Yeah.
And I haven't looked at any of this stuff in like
$7.5 million next year.
So, if you're asking me about the trade, around the trade deadline, to be even more.
You want to take this one, Tori? Yeah. Luke Cornett.
Like
$2.25
million.
Yep.
I know that one because I had to trade his ass and like fit him into a trading session.
Jalen Brunson was like a second-round pick. He's making like $1.5 million or something like 1.2 or something like that.
Trevin, you gotta get it to 2 decimal points.
Same with Lucas Simonik. He's a.
Oh man. Y'all are gonna get us with any of these. I promise y'all that.
Rodion's Curricks. Steven Adams makes about 25. He has one more year on this one. Kendrick Nunn makes close to the minimum.
Y'all gotta give us players that are off their rookie contract. Third year of Luka Doncic.
It's
third year of Luka Doncic.
It's gonna be around 10 million.
Yeah, I would say probably 11.
My
guess is 11.3. Doncic is hard because he's on a rookie contract. Honestly, a guy like that, you're actually closer. I don't really know the rookie scale.
Machyluk is on a minimum. McKinney is making like $4 million, I think. 3.5, $4 million.
No, McKinney was on a minimum.
Oh, was he?
Remember we had to figure out what his prorated minimum salary was or whatever?
Oh, that's right. I was getting him confused with who's the guy that Ben traded for?
Ben traded for a lot of guys.
Oh, no, but it was someone
Dorian Finney-Smith?
Magruder, I think.
Oh, Finney-Smith's making like $4 million.
Yeah,
Kevin Knox is on a rookie contract.
Willie Cauley-Stein's making like $2.1 million.
Jordan McLaughlin's on a two-way.
Yeah, minute.
Cauley-Stein's like $2.15 million. Gotta get players make them that are not on their rookie contracts because those are easy. Or it's just like nobody, I don't know. Like the rookie scale contracts are just whatever. Give us guys like vets that are making more than $2 million a year. Yeah, Willie Cauley-Stein this year was making 2.17.
How much is Darren Williams making this year? I want to say it's about 5.
In dead money? Yeah, $5 million ish.
Oh, he doesn't make that. He got paid it up front. It just counts against the contract.
Yeah, it got waived and stretched. Robert Williams is on a rookie contract. Jared Dudley's on a minimum.
Eric Brandt makes this much.
Jared Dudley's on a minimum. See, gotta get something other than rookie contracts and minimum contracts. Because ain't no way anybody paying Jared Dudley more than the minimum. That one's pretty easy there.
Felicia's like 8 something.
7.3. I think that might be next year though, because he has a declining contract. Let me check Felicia. Because I'm thinking like 7.3.
Destrom, are you asking like why the Blazers have him count against the cap?
Trevin, I don't remember that. DeRozan's making...
It was about 10 million, Trevin.
DeRozan's making about 27 million. Player option for next year. 26 million this year.
Damian Johnson makes like 1.4 to 1.7 million, yeah. But if you're talking about the Blazers, Destrom, why they have to still count him against the cap, they traded for him when they had cap space and then waived him using the stretch provision. Rubio's like 17 and 18 million, and he's got 2 more years left. Joe Harris makes 8 million.
Dinwiddie's contract, I don't know how to convert it to Bitcoin, so I have no idea.
um, but so there's like a stretch provision. So when you're trading, or when you waive a player, you can use the stretch provision.
No. Oh no! Anyway, go on.
R.I.P. Blazers.
Yeah, I didn't even read it.
Dellavedova makes about $9 million. Thanks to the Pistons, I think it was, or the Bucks, one of those two. But anyways, so there's different options to stretch out a contract. So it's like 3, 5, 7 years. So like if you waive a player, you could stretch it out for 3 to 5 years. The Blazers with Bergeau still owed him like $10 million or so the next year, and so we stretched it out over 5 years. So instead of that contract counting $10 million that next year, we owed him just under $2 million for like 5 years after that against the cap. You do have to pay him this buyout immediately, so he doesn't get like a check every year from us, but it counts against the cap during that space. So it's kind of like that summer they wanted as much cap space as possible to go after guys like Chandler Parson and Evan Turner for some reason, and so they stretched him. It probably would have been much smarter to just eat his contract and let it expire after a year, but yeah, we had to pay Festus Ezeli $7 million to not play for us.
Yeah, had to put the crying, laughing emoji to make it not sound as harsh, you know?
Yeah.
But like, bro, if you're not gonna listen to us, quit commenting paragraphs. Like, what's the point of us responding to it? You ain't even gonna listen. I could just like reply to him, like, you know, but
Scalabrini Henson makes about $12 million.
That literally froze up my computer a little bit. I don't have a fast computer. Oh my god. I meant to type that in all caps, but it wasn't in all caps. I ain't even going to read that. There's no point. I'm not going to get caught up on this since he's not even listening to us. Honestly, I'm tempted to just put a 300-second man. Man needs to get to work. Man needs to trade some Amazon employees, and he ain't even listening to us, man. We're not stuck in 1980 just because Zach Collins is 7 foot. Like, bro, like, who's like a prototypical 4 in today's NBA? Tobias Harris? What if Tobias Harris was 7 feet and played exactly like Tobias Harris? You know what I mean? Would that mean they were stuck in the 1980s because Tobias Harris is 7 foot at the power forward spot? Like, who cares about the height? If you can play power forward, it's not dependent on your height. I mean, like, it's slightly dependent on your height, but just because we have a 7 foot power forward doesn't mean we're stuck in 1980. If he has the skill to play power forward, he can play power forward. Like, I don't get that. This guy's focusing way too much on height.
Yeah, I'm done.
Should I 300-second ban it?
If he doesn't stop commenting, yeah.
Like, it's just like, it's not even like, how do I put this? If you're gonna like start commenting a bunch of like stuff like that, we want to be able to have a conversation with you about it. So if you're just spamming chat a bunch of stuff that people are gonna read, that we're gonna read, a bunch of strong takes, like we're stuck in the 1980s. We take the time to
talk about it for like 20 minutes.
And like while we respond to what you're saying, you're gonna continue to like spam a bunch of like paragraphs about whatever because you're not listening to us. Like that just kind of makes it tougher to stream. So it's like, just stop commenting if you're not going to listen to what we're saying. I completely understand if you can't play us out loud and you can't listen to what we're saying, but in that case, wait until a stream where you can listen to what we're saying. Or leave the comment on a video, on a mailbag or something. Ask me a question about it. Like, go into Discord for once and ask us. Like, there's literally a number of different ways you could have a conversation with us. Instead, it's like, he ain't even try to have a conversation with us because he's not listening to us. He's just spamming chat with all that. Oh, I got hiccups. Oh, damn. Derek Jones Jr. is on a minimum, right?
I want to say makes around 3.5, but I could be wrong. We might be minimum.
I think he's pretty cheap. He's a free agent this offseason. I know that.
Tim Hardaway's in the
he's like
20 million range.
He's like 20 million.
Felicia, we've already answered.
Derek Jones Jr. is 1.6.
Courtney Lee's about 13 million.
Yeah. I like that he's spamming and you're answering quick. He's trying to catch us, but he isn't. Alex, man, we're nerds. We are nerds, bro.
Alright, block him.
R.I.P. I'm still waiting for his comment to show up. Oh my god. Yeah, he's like not even responding to what I'm saying in chat. So 300-second ban. I mean, I think Zach can. I think he'll be able to shoot. Still have to wait and see on that. I think he can play the 4 though. Like, as long as he can shoot decently, he can play the 4 because he can slide his feet enough to guard power forwards. R.I.P. to R.I.P. Blazers, man. Like, dude, just like not listening to us. I even typed the same thing.
Oh my god. Destrom, we already answered it. Do you want us to answer it a second time? It's not our fault you're not paying attention.
We've answered it twice, man. Oh my goodness. 8.1 this year, 7.3 next year, man. You guys aren't gonna get us. I promise you that. Also, are we sure R.I.P. Blazers is working? Because he said he had to work, but this man is putting in a lot of time into into his comments. Then again, he isn't reading any, so.
Scalabrine did get me a bit with John Henson. I know he signed a 4-year, $48 million, so I guess $12 million, but it's a declining one, so it was like 9.7. Congratulations, you're the winner,
them
Brian
getting us is like,
Scalabrine.
oh, we said John Henson was paid $12 million instead of 10. You know what I mean? The average NBA fan knows like none of these. That's what's funny about it. But that's
I think Bellinelli's around 5.
I think it's 6.
5 or 6 million.
3? 6.3? Let me check. I should know this because he was on the Spurs, and I'm running the Spurs in our mock season.
Scalabrine, I could tell you he signed a 4-year, $48 million, and it started out a little over 12 million and declined down, but like, sorry, I messed up.
Bellinelli's 5.8, so like right in between where we were at.
Yeah.
Let's see. Last year, would you guys say Scal had a better looking shot than Zach? At times, Scal really looked like he could shoot the 3 consistently. Yeah, I mean, Scal's shot looks good. The one part about his shot that I'm kind of like about is the ball kind of flutters out of his hands sometimes. It doesn't really snap out of his hands consistently. Oh, that's like a very nitpicky thing. Oh, I don't even have Eric's face up here. I had the Discord. I didn't even realize that. Like the ball kind of flutters. I don't even know how to explain it. I think the ball comes a little bit more consistently off of Zach's hand than Scal's shot does, but like Scal has like good arc, and I don't know. Scal's shot is like smoother and more fluid, and Zach's Scal's is more fluid and smoother, and Zach's is more consistent looking, I think. Would you say this? Would you say that or?
Yeah, probably. I'd say Scal.
He almost has
Scal
too
could
much
probably
arc.
get. Yeah, he could get his shot. It's kind of like Aldridge, where he has such a high release that he could probably get his shot off more than Zach could in space. I mean, like in with like a guy closely guarding him. But yeah, yeah, I like Scal's shot. I think he should have
Shot more? Hell yeah. Dude barely shot except for like whenever he played the Bucks. He had that game he went off on the Bucks because he just started shooting all these mid-range shots and shot some threes and was cashing them.
Yeah, I wish we would have kept Scal too.
Nini.
Danae had that weird contract where it's only worth like 2 million, but like it's like non-guaranteed 2 million, but it's like if he was traded, it was worth 10 million or something, and then the NBA said no, it's worth 10 million, whether you trade him or not, and so they got stuck with him. I think they tried to, or did they unload him in the Atlanta trade?
Or it was 2 million even if you trade him or something. I don't even know. I remember that whole thing. It was very confusing. Kenneth Faried isn't on a team. How much is Alex Wolf making? About $0 in the NBA, at least.
You pass.
Did I get that one right? Dope.
Trevin, the Isaiah Thomas you said is not in the league anymore. Neither is the Isaiah Thomas if you spell his name correctly.
Jordan Poole's on a rookie contract, so close to the minimum.
It's like 2 million.
Yeah.
You
guys keep giving us rookie contract players, man. Come on, Destro.
Vonleh is not out of the league. He was traded to Denver. He was on Minnesota, and then he was traded to Denver as part of the
Bro, he's been all
Malik Beasley, Juancho Herman Gomez trade.
Dude, what is with so many like former Blazers from the past 5 years, like just moving all around our division? Like Timberwolves, you have a lot of guys. On the Nuggets, you have like Barton, Plumlee, Vonleh now. Crabbe was in Minnesota. Didn't Evan Turner? Was it? No, not Evan Turner. He never got traded, did he? No, it was Crabbe that got traded for Teague. Yeah, so you had Crabbe, you had Shabazz, you had Vonleh.
Turner got traded in the Covington trade. The Capella trade.
Yeah, no, Vonleh wasn't in Minnesota. So Minnesota, you had like Crabbe, you had Shabazz, you have Layman.
Vonleh was in Minnesota before that trade.
Was he?
Yeah. He signed there in the offseason.
He was. Yeah. Or it's like the Hawks. But the thing is, like, the Hawks made it. We have a bunch of former Blazers on the Timberwolves and the Nuggets, but then the Hawks had Crabbe and Turner, and then they made like a 3-team trade with both the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. And like Shabazz was involved in that. It was like a 4-teamer with Shabazz being involved from the Wizards. It's just like, I don't know. It's just kind of ironic. Or not ironic, it's just kind of funny. Funny coincidence, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, technically we traded Layman for the rights to some dude that'll never play.
Who are the other two teams in our division? OKC never really has former Blazers, and what's the other team? Utah has Ed Davis, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Brooklyn's the other team because Brooklyn had Shabazz and had Crabbe. And I forget. I thought they had somebody else. I don't know. Anyway. I'm going to probably get off here because I'm tired. We've been streaming like 3 hours. So these streams are definitely longer. The night streams do better than the day streams, though. Like, we got 14 viewers still. So I'm going to log off. Y'all can hit me up on Discord.
Nice talking to you guys.
Joe Ingles making 11 million-ish. Glenn Robinson, I forget. Isn't he making like $6 million, $3 million. I forget Glenn Robinson.
It's.
You might have gotten me.
It's like the minimum or $3 million. Yeah, it's $3 million.
I'm mixing them up with somebody else.
I think it's the minimum.
I think. Yeah. Anyway, all right. There you go, Alex. You got me. I knew it was like $6 million around with though. So, in the grand scheme of things, not much of a difference. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. Russell first round exit. Westbrook, go leave a comment on my last YouTube video. I want to see like what your name looks like with like the badges or whatever. And if you can, leave one of those custom emojis in your comment. I just want to see what they look like on YouTube because I see them in the preview and I don't know if they will look any different. So yeah, appreciate any of you guys who become channel members. Shout out to Brian Scalabrini for becoming a member. And if you want to become a member, I'll post the link right here for you guys. I will have, like, basically, I will go over it in my mailbag that I should be uploading tomorrow. It will take a lot of editing, so it might be up Saturday. But I will explain the YouTube memberships and a lot of the perks.
Can you please put Celtics back on Destrom's name? He changed it back to high releasing name. Dang you, Destrom.
I'm just going to change his nickname on my end to... Wait, how can he even change that? I didn't even realize he could change that. Yeah, I will. I'll mess with that right now. Destrom, why you...
Shake my head. Gotta be a problem, man.
Change nickname. Put it in all caps. So it's more set.
I haven't figured out how to do that, Trevin. I can change like the roles, but I can't change. I don't know how to change the name.
You right click on your computer, you right click on the name on the right side, and there will be an option menu. You might not have the ability to change nicknames though. So if you right click.
Change nickname. Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, so you can change it 1,000,000 times when Destrom changes it 1,000,001 times.
All right, sounds good.
Ben C. Darling liked the thumbnail. Yeah, I like the template that I got for these stream thumbnails. Instead of putting it in the title, I'm just putting it on the thumbnail. It makes sense instead of just wasting title space. But I don't really have much than the title today. But yeah, so I'll catch you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll catch you guys later, hopefully with the mailbag tomorrow, if not the next day, because I do plan on working about 8 hours tomorrow. So, I'll try. Just know that I'll try for y'all. Anything else left to plug? You got
Zach, do you want to play Call of Duty?
God. My man.
He was asking me at like 8:30. I'm like, dude, I'm streaming an hour.
Zacho? Who you said?
No, Russell first round exit Westbrook.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, y'all have fun playing.
Scalabrini said he plays, but he's too scared to play with us.
Why?
I don't know.
Starstruck by you, bro. He's starstruck, man.
All right, no problem. I know it's late. We can play tomorrow night. Alvaro, you play?
If any of y'all play Rocket League, I'm gonna link up with Tanner Butler, play some Rocket League sometime, because I know he plays, and since we both DoorDash, we can just vent about rich people crying about a missing beef enchilada or whatever the hell has happened to him. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys later. I'm gonna go try and fall asleep right now, to be honest.
That's the best part about playing those games with like people like from the channel. You can just like chill and talk, you know?
I haven't talked to anybody that watches the channel unless it's like on stream.
Yeah.
You're different than me. I don't know.
You talked to did you not have Mike for Jakob when he was playing?
No.
You didn't have Mike? Nope.
Yeah. Westbrick, do you play ranked? Or when did you start playing? Because I'll steal you from Eric and like get you like obsessed with Rocket League, and then Eric will hate me, and will leave the channel and will start his own, and it'll do better than mine, and that'll be my downfall. But I'll still do it.
Alvaro, I'm on PS4 too, but it's cross-platform, so it doesn't matter.
It's always nicer to be able to play with people that are actually on PS4, though.
Honestly, Westbrook is a really nice guy. I've enjoyed getting to know him a little bit.
Yeah. No, you can tell. You can tell. I feel like I can tell people's personalities through, like, Discord. You know what I mean?
Interactions.
Yeah. Like, I've interacted with enough people enough where I can, like, tell how they are.
Especially, like, discussing trades with certain.
Yeah.
You can tell
Screw
who's just,
you,
like, super
take my
frustrated.
trash. And I'm like, whoa, bro. Come on, Destrom. Why you gotta be like that, man?
Yeah.
I'm like kind of joking, but he has gotten a bit feisty when I've declined his trades. So,
Alvaro, yeah, just send me a message on Discord.
Did Destrom dip out already? He's gonna be
like, I think so.
Oh man.
Yeah, AM Productions and Brian
He
Scott.
said I'll stay in here for about a minute more and then head out, so I don't even know if he's in here anymore. You guys should make a Blazers Up Press thread on Discord so people can link up. What do you mean?
We have a Blazers.
I'm so confused. We have a channel related thread. We have a general thread. We have. I'm so confused.
I've seen him on there commenting.
Yeah. Maybe he meant like a
Call of Duty or like a video game.
Gaming thread? We already have a ton of threads. I need to get rid of some of the mock off-season threads and consolidate. The mock general chat, the team sheets, the free agent signings, the trades, the sim. I guess we could get rid of like the draft. That's 5 threads though for the. Let me look at it right now.
Trevin said you could put them in different categories.
I don't know how. Oh, like different. Oh, yeah, actually. I'm going to do that right after I sign off stream.
Then it won't matter.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll catch you guys later. I'll try and actually put these in categories right now because that'd be nice to do. So I will catch you guys later. Hopefully getting out 2 videos this weekend. I said that last weekend, but I've already recorded the mailbag, so I'm gonna try. And then next week I'll have like that bad Twitter takes because that tweet did hit 100 likes. So if you have any bad Twitter takes, send them to me on Twitter. I'm gonna have fun clowning them, man. I'm gonna try and make it entertaining. It's gonna be a different type of video than I've done, so it might take a couple for me to get the feel for exactly how I want to do it. But I'm gonna try and just make it entertaining as hell for me to just clown these guys, because there's a lot of bad NBA Twitter takes. So if you find them to me, send me the link through DMs or Discord or something.
All you have to do is like search OKC Thunder, and I'm sure the first one that pops up will be a bad.
Oh man, I could do whole videos on OKC fans. I do want to have some variety, so if you see any from like other fan bases, that'd be cool. Because like, dude, I could just search that and have content for days from OKC fans.
It would be awesome to start beefs with like some huge Twitter followings.
Like Pinwheel Empire?
No, well, yeah, that too. But like, I'm saying like,
bro,
like if there's an OKC fan that has like 1,000 Twitter followers or something, and you like clown him, and then you post a video like tagging him, and then all his followers see that, and then like get all mad at you and stuff. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be. I'm not afraid of the smoke, man. Honestly, I do plan on putting out a Pinwheel Empire piece in July. Because I have somebody that like said, bro, like I could possibly just destroy them if I wanted to. Because I know people that said they have like texts, like group chats with like Neela Madison being horrible and stuff like that they could potentially like leak to me. Like, bro, like I could get like some ammo that they wouldn't expect me to get. Let's just say that. And I don't even know if I'd want to use that, but like if I really wanted to, I could just try and go off. And like there's big Twitter accounts that said that they would like retweet it because there's a lot of big Twitter accounts that don't like Pinwheel Empire because Pinwheel Empire has been very rude and very toxic towards them and just overall shitty because Pinwheel Empire is the most toxic Blazer-related Twitter page. So, yeah, I could. I bet you didn't think I was going to go there with this, Eric, but I could start a war within our own fan base, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Should I do it, Eric?
Okay. Go for it.
You're supposed to either like hype me up or be like, no. Like one like all in or all out, man.
You know, Chad's been retweeting a lot of Clay Travis.
Oh God. Yeah, that's not a surprise. I know. The thing is, I'm a YouTuber,
Destro's
so
back. We clowned Destro for a minute. No, he's back.
Still alive. No, nope, we're not still live, man. Sorry. Dame unfollowed Pinwheel. Yeah, that was the start of like the downfall for Pinwheel. They started just losing their minds on Twitter. But I'm a YouTuber. I'm supposed to get in drama. Like that's what YouTubers do, you know. We get into drama. So, yeah. So I'm gonna live up to my billing, and I'm gonna make a hit piece sometime in July, sometime around the season we're starting when it can get the most traction. I'm actually gonna try and push and just expose them. And honestly, huh?
I was saying I should do a hit piece on the People's Mix horrible Dame trade video.
Do it. Just clap. Oh, poor People's Mix, man. But honestly, if I did something like that, I'd be trying to make it entertaining for you guys at the same time, because that's like my number one thing, is to entertain you guys. And it could be entertaining if I just sat there and just called them out and there was a bunch of drama from that. I know that'd be entertaining for you guys, and I wouldn't care. I could get a bunch of their like simping fans in here and I just laugh. Like, you know what I mean? I just clown them, because you guys know I'm good at clowning people if I want to, you know. You guys know I can handle the beef. So I ain't afraid of Pinwheel Empire, man. So I might be. I think I'm gonna do it. Just hoping I don't go too far with it, because I really could. Yeah. I don't know. There's gonna be some people that be like, oh, bro, why are you dropping this? So I will say at the start of this video, if you're not into YouTube drama, then don't watch this video. But if you want to hear the truth on Pinwheel Empire, don't click away. That'll be my intro for that. But yeah, I don't know why I'm rambling about this so much. It's just been something that I've been.
You should do it on Destro begging for likes on Twitter, or begging for Twitter followers.
Man, y'all can't beg for Twitter follows from people and beg for likes and all that, man. People
Lob 15 real quick.
Lob, bro,
Lob 6.
Late night hours. If you like this, you're elite. Lob me 15, bro. It's hunting season or whatever the hell. Like, just had to drop some facts for the timeline real quick. Imagine if people talk like how they post on Twitter with all that cliche stuff.
Like Hamza, he begged the Portland Trail Blazers to follow him. They finally do. And then they unfollow him like a short time later because he was like pissed off at one of the games and he was saying some stuff. And then the other day, he was like begging him again to follow.
Bro, who cares if they follow a bunch of people? What? Wait, so did they follow him back, or?
I think they did, and he was all excited about it. I'm like, wait, didn't that happen a few months ago?
I don't understand people. Who cares if the Blazers have followed me on like my old account for years? I don't care. I don't use that account anymore. I think I like deleted it or something. I don't even know where I locked it. I don't use it. They don't follow me on this account. I don't care. Who cares? It's some intern running Twitter for the Portland Trail Blazers. They already follow like 5,000 people. Who cares if they follow you? Okay, they might see the intern social media manager for the Portland Trailblazers might see a tweet of yours. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, but, why? Who cares?
See, I think it's really cool if Dame just like followed you because he saw one of your tweets and liked what you said or something, or retweeted you. That's cool. Like, I'm not gonna like go crazy over it, but like, if you're like 20 days in a row, day 19 of trying to get Damian Lillard to follow me, like, that's stupid.
You know that if Dame sees that, he's just gonna think, "Oh, this is pathetic." You know what I mean? Like, why are you begging the man? He's a human being, dude. Why are you begging him to follow you? Like, who cares? Like, it's just begging for attention. You know what I mean? Since when did that become a normal thing? You know what I mean? In the past, it's like people begging for attention. Even in high school, when I was in high school, when like people didn't really do it anywhere near as much on social media. If you saw somebody in school begging for attention, they'd get clowned or they'd get looked at like, "Why are you begging for attention?" But then you're literally gonna 19 days in a row. You're basically begging Damian Lillard to follow you. You're begging the Trailblazers to follow you. You're begging for attention. Why is that like a normal thing now? Like, that's just so weird to me. Like, why? Who cares? It just doesn't make sense. Like, okay, if he follows, why would you want Damian Lillard to follow you out of pity? Like, why is that a cool thing? Like, who cares? Oh,
Russell.
God.
Destro said the cancel culture. We're not trying to cancel anything. I don't care. I just said it's funny.
Dame quoted Sean once calling him Big Fella, and that's been his name ever since. Damian Lillard is a human being. Like, y'all, like, I know that he's Damian Lillard. Yeah, I'd probably be starstruck, you know, if I was around Damian Lillard. I've had him autograph a couple of my things, and yeah, it's like, damn, that's Damian Lillard. But like, don't act weird. Like, I don't get people. Like, shoot, my goal is to become famous enough, big enough, where I could like bring him in on here for an interview and be normal and not be like some like nerdy fan that's just like, "Oh my God, it's you. Hi, Dame. I've loved you for so long." Like, it's so weird to me. Oh, God. What's even weirder is like begging the NBA Twitter girls to follow you because they have 10,000 followers in like 7 days because they came on Twitter, appeared as a girl, and said, "I like the NBA," and got like 1 million followers because of it.
Destrom is all about that.
Destrom and my guy Hamza, man. We gotta have a talk with Hamza. Hamza's like always tweeting at them. It's like, man, you won't even come in here like hardly ever. You'll hardly tweet at me, but because it's a female out there who likes the NBA, you're just gonna constantly be tweeting at her and like constantly tweeting out, "You guys should follow her. This is a really good Twitter follow." Like, bro, what? Like, oh God, I like Hamza, man. It's just like, okay, females like basketball. Yes, that's a thing. Yes, I know that might seem weird, but yes, there's a lot of females out there that do like basketball and do watch basketball and do know basketball. It's not like they have 5 arms or something. Like, I don't know. How do we? I've tried to sign off twice now. I'm ranting about Twitter.
Destrom's trying to slide in the DMs.
Destrom, why you? Destrom's out here. I would constantly tweet it. You can constantly tweet at us. We might respond to some of it. We might not respond to some of it. You can do however you want. It's just like, there's just guys out there that like are so obviously like obsessed with like NBA Twitter girls because they're girls, and it's just weird. Like, nothing they say is like insightful. It's just like they'll say basic NBA Twitter stuff. You know what I mean? And they just lap it up. It's just so weird. It's just, I don't understand it, man. It's like, the more you tweet at her, you're not gonna land her, man, from tweeting at her a bunch. Like, you're not going to, she probably lives across the country. You're not going to get a number because
honestly, it might not even be a girl.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it'd be smart to come on here, pose as a girl, get 10,000 followers, and start plugging affiliate links. You know, like, go to one of your friends' Facebook profiles, download her pictures and post them as a Twitter account, and you could get thousands of followers like that. Like, I bet you that's what people do. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those girls was a guy doing that. You know what I mean? Faking her. But then you got other guys simping for a catfished profile because, oh, I think this is a girl who likes basketball. So you better go follow her. Like, oh, I don't understand it, man. I cringe at so much at NBA Twitter. It's just, it's so, I don't know. Oh, man. I wish Hamza was in here. my guy. Because I like Hamza. But I just don't understand it, man. I just don't understand the reasoning behind it. I would like to try and understand that perspective, I guess, just so I don't know.
That's not true, Destrom. He was in here last stream.
Yeah, he was. He didn't fully abandon us. You know, if we were female, though, he'd be in here every stream. Like, be honest.
If we were female, we'd have like 8 million subscribers.
Dude,
then.
I mean, we would definitely have a lot more. Yeah. Which is sad. It shouldn't be like that. It's normal for a girl to like basketball. It's a sport. Like, why is that? Like, some people can scoff at the girls themselves and say, look how easy it is for them to gain 10,000 followers because they're girls. What I say is, like, why can they gain followers that easy just because they're girls? Like, God, just people need to quit simping. It's just, I don't get it. It's like Twitter's their fantasy world, and like their fantasy is to be with a girl who knows basketball. Well, go out there, find a girl who doesn't know basketball, and teach her basketball. Like, you know what I mean? Shit. Oh, that's what I did for a bit. It was cool. You know, you can tell them anything and they'll believe it. And say Anthony Simons is better than Damian Lillard. Terry Stotts just hates Anthony Simons because he doesn't like his face, and girl doesn't know basketball might believe you. You could have some fun with it. Or if you want them to legitimately know their stuff, you can legitimately teach them basketball. Because there's a lot of girls out there that would probably go to a game with you, probably try and learn with you if they like you. You get them to like you first, then you teach them basketball. You don't go find a girl who likes basketball and try and get them to like you on Twitter. Doesn't work. God, it annoys me so much.
I'm enjoying this love advice from Tory Jones.
Bro, like, I'm ranting on it because it legitimately annoys me, man. Seeing that stuff, it's just all over the place. Why? Why, man? I need to change my profile because, like, my name could pass as a female name, right? Like Tori. There's a lot of girls named Tori. Normally, it's not spelled this way, but like, maybe I should just change my profile picture to like a female profile picture for a week and do an experiment and just see like how many followers I pop off, and then change back, and then have a bunch of people say, "What the hell?" Maybe that'll be my next
cleavage or something.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. I'll. God, that's so weird. But like, bro, I bet you I could hit 1,000 in a week, man. And you know, if I like change the handle and change the name, Hamza would start tweeting.
He didn't even realize it.
I'll change my name to Tori James, Tori James.
It would be interesting to have like a female that was like part of the show or something, and see how many more followers she could get us just from being a girl.
Business plans, future. Definitely, I'm definitely gonna start simping for a girl just to like use her to grow a channel, you know. That's so messed up. I'm gonna go start a relationship with a girl just for business purposes, you know. This is definitely late night hours. It's past 1. Erica Brandt. You gotta take the T off it. Erica Brand. It's Elton Brand's daughter. You dated a... Bro, that'd be weird, man. Eric and Erica.
Yep.
Does your middle name start with an A?
No, it's E.
Oh, that's nice. Eric E. Brandt? What's your middle name?
Edward.
Edward. I wish your first name was Edward. I like that name.
Dude.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Edward's kind of a dope name, though.
What's your middle name?
Starts with a B, so guess.
Bradley.
Bradley. Nope. Brian. Brian. I'm a Brian.
Right. Tory Brian?
Yes. Is that weird?
You don't seem like a Brian, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that was my dad's name, so.
Yeah.
Nope, it's not Tory Bones Jones, man.
Tory Bonbon? What?
Yeah, anyway, so if you've gained anything from the stream, don't beg for likes, don't beg for followers, don't simp. Yeah. Because if you do that, there's a decent chance I won't follow you. I do follow Hamza, but I think I have him muted for that reason. No offense to Hamza. I just
yeah, follow trains are dumb.
My point of view on that, man. I honestly do have a lot of people muted on Twitter because I do like, I don't know, a lot of it is just like stuff that I don't care to see and I wouldn't retweet. So I don't know. I like to be able to see stuff that like I would retweet potentially.
A few months ago, I went through and unfollowed a bunch of people that weren't following me back, and it's been a lot better.
Yeah.
Now you're a true OG. Is that what they say? True. If I'm following you, you're a true OG.
Yep, but, you got it, bro. If I still follow you, you're a true goat.
Destrom, I am following you.
Oh, man. So you're a true OG and a true GOAT, and you're elite. He's elite, bro.
No, it's mostly people like Neela Madison and Eminem and, yeah. I got...
Bro, people simping for Neela piss me off even more than any other girl. God. Because some of our viewers, man, and we're rivals, not allies.
People's mix.
Oh God. Bro, she's so bad. Like she's a pretty female. Okay, there's a lot of pretty females. Honestly, like there's a lot of pretty females out there. Some have a specific type. Maybe she's their type. Okay, cool, whatever. Okay, why are we so worried about her damn appearance? She's shown that she's like. Her personality, I don't know, just based on what she's shown off the internet and based off what I've heard, isn't the best. And honestly, when it comes to any girl, I feel like a lot of guys only care about the looks. If her personality's trash, I don't care about the looks. And I'm not saying, maybe Neela's just like the most sweetest angel in person and just perfect. I don't know. But like, she's super nice on Twitter, but then like randomly trash somebody saying they shouldn't have a job. And in private, I've heard she said some really bad things about people. So, like, I don't know. Like, who cares? Like, I'm not going to follow her just because she's attractive. And when she, like, calls somebody out, I'm not going to, like, oh, I'm going to do her bidding and, like, attack the person that she doesn't like for some reason. Because that's what a lot of guys do. It's just ridiculous, man. Like, if you think she's attractive, great. If you think she's the most beautiful woman on the planet, good for you. If you think she's ugly, like, cool. Like, who cares? Okay, I don't care about how Neela Madison looks, man. I just care that, like, she's a part of Pinwheel Empire, right? And they're toxic as hell, so I'm not gonna follow her, and I don't care what she looks like. Like, why you guys get so worked up over that? It's like you're not even gonna hang out with her in person ever, so you're not even gonna see her appearance in person. And like, why do you care? I don't get it. It drives me crazy. I wish she could watch this. She would probably hate me for this and probably rant to me and talk trash behind my back. Even though I honestly didn't even say anything bad about her, really. Other than I've heard some bad things about her. But I've also said, you know what, maybe they're not true. Maybe she's an angel.
You did say she was toxic.
I said she associates herself with Pinwheel Empire and they're toxic.
No, you said she was toxic.
I mean, she is. Oh, on Twitter? Oh, yeah. I just mean anything I said right now. You know what I mean? I didn't even say anything bad, but you know that she probably feel very, very slighted because I'm not kissing her ass like a bunch of her follower base does. because that's what she's used to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
All right, Dame Dollar's back. I gotta ask you, man, what happened to you?
What do you mean?
I don't know. All he ever types is, "Oh, you guys are making my brain hurt. You guys are still like, and then like, oh, you guys are streaming on Thursday night. Like, I don't know. He used to be so locked into the channel. Now it's like,
yeah,
it's like him and
Captain Cappin.
Him and Dame Dollar, or him and Trevin switch places.
Yeah. Thanks, Trevin. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for filling the void that Dame Dollar left. Definitely left us pretty vulnerable having that void in our lives, but you filled it, man. Thank you for stepping up into his role. Thank you for taking a starting spot and running with it. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Okay, back on June 8th, I messaged Dame Dollar asking how he's been, how things were going since he got the COVID, and yeah, haven't heard a word back from him.
Are we sure he's still alive? Maybe it's like somebody else on his account. Maybe it's like his little brother like took over for him or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
He
needs to. I know how we could tell if he's lying or not. He needs to post that picture of him dunking. You know which one it was.
Oh yeah. See, he used to be so tryhard. He was trying to convince us that he was like dunking in his freshman year. Now he's like, brain still alive. Oh, you guys stream on Thursdays now? Oh, you guys streamed the last 3 Thursdays? I didn't know. My brain hurts. That is Dame Dollar now. We need the memes back. We need the thing is, we've had like chat popping off without them. So
yeah.
Honestly, right now I'm saying we're still live. It's 1:11 in the morning. I'm gonna hop off. I tried to sign off a while ago. Then you guys got me ranting about Twitter. Tory Jones canceled. Caught making fun if COVID. Yes, I was making fun if COVID. Ben C. Darling has been a lot more active.
No, like I tried to check up on him. I was like, hoping he was okay. And he never responded.
So you didn't even respond to any of this.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, he just wanted to tell us his brain hurt, and then you left again.
Well, that's proof that COVID has long-term damage on the brain. That's ours. I'm kidding. Oh man. Yeah, cancel me for making fun if COVID. Yeah, I shouldn't be making fun of COVID. You ain't clipping that.
I don't have energy.
You ain't clipping that.
Oh, don't put him in timeout now. He will. Yeah. All right, guys.
Does he even know how to clip it? If he knows how to clip it, he needs to be a mod and help and actually clip like funny moments and help me with that type of stuff instead of trying to bring me down, man. For having fun in late night hours.
I'd be scared to see what Dustrum came up with if he had that power.
Oh God, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
He would just like clip stuff to make us seem like we said something we didn't, like different parts of the stream where we said one word and then like all of a sudden we're saying like, oh, go Lakers.
Bro. Okay, no, actually, I thought he changed his Discord name again.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't change in the...
Yeah, it didn't. I saw that. And I was like, why does it still say high release? Appreciate your kind comments in the Discord, Destra. I'm sorry you can't reply. My finger slipped. I promise my finger slipped, man. But we were just about to sign off anyway, so... yeah, I'll catch you guys later. This sign-off's for real this time. Because it's 1:13 in the morning. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers. Stop typing. for the wave. Oh, that was busted.